Why, hello there, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and we're back today for another episode of Once Upon a Time. Oh boy, am I excited to be back here today. Yes, yes indeed. Let's go around and cast some crew, just remind ourselves who we are, who we're playing. Let's start with our Dungeon Master, Susie. Susie, how's it going today?
Oh, hi! It's going well. How are you doing today, Will?
I am most well. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. I'm pretty hyped for tonight. I have some fun shenanigans planned for everybody, so I hope you're all ready for some fairy tale nonsense. And I'm looking forward to see who is joining us today in the Thailandia Police Department.
Absolutely. Awesome. And of course we have Bree back with us today. Bree, how's it going?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm so happy to be back. I've been waiting all week to get back to these shenanigans. I am playing Malene, a tiefling warlock who can't read, who can barely function by herself, but don't you worry, she's got a group of honest and caring adventurers to take care of her, and a very good spider friend named Taurus. So we're ready, we're rocking, and I'm sure there's a crime to solve or something.
There usually is. Awesome, fantastic. And we have Jeff joining us today. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to rock this whole thing. And I'm bringing to the table Amric the Fearless, a Goliath fighter who is one of them confident rookies who's ready to get the job done.
Amazing. Awesome. And we have Atomic Firebird back with us today. How's it going?
Hi, I was just here last night. Hi, I'm really excited to be playing this. I love fairy tale retelling stuff. As soon as you guys posted this, I was like, I want to play so badly. And then, of course, Bree was there, and I was like, I want to play with Bree so badly. I am playing Addison, and they are a human ranger who's been working with the police force for a little while. And they're very excited to actually get to maybe go on a case.
Awesome. Amazing. And we have Cleric and Cord back for us today. How's it going, my friend?
It's going really well. How are you doing? How's everybody's good? Yes. It's almost the weekend. I am Kat. I'm Cleric of Cord, at Cleric of Cord on the Twitters. And yes, I will be playing Due Diligence, the Warforged Wizard, who will make sure that the rookies and the newbies stay in line now that we have our stable influence of a new captain. There will be no horsing around.
Amazing. And last but not least, we have Dead Rognir with us today. I'm pretty sure that's not how I say that. I just went for it. That's how I say names. How's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going? It's
I'm
the
very
Drogner.
excited.
I'll actually be playing Varun, elf rogue sorcerer. He's actually been doing some piracy and found himself caught by the Thailandia police department. And to serve his time, he has to actually partake in some of the antics that these group has been going through.
Amazing. Fantastic. And we do have Madame Gandalf who will be with us shortly, TM, but she's just teleporting through a portal right now, so she'll be back with us in a few moments' time. As for myself, I'll be playing Finbar, the half-elf bard, who's a terrible person, and that's all you really need to know. He's somehow gotten himself involved with his new friends and allies, and he's going to see if he can survive another week without going totally insane. So, yeah, it's just trying to balance his psyche while dealing with the shenanigans of all of these fairy creatures and folk within Thailandia. But before we get started into today's game, I remind you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is we're sponsored here today by FantasyGrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go check those guys out. You can download a demo version for free. You can come and play it with us here every Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern. WellandGames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop board games, war games, and more. And last but not least, tabletoploot.com. Give away a set of dice to you guys live there in the Twitch chat when we hit 20 retweets on that tweet. So if you haven't gone and retweeted yet, go ahead, make it happen. Manifest those dice into your reality via the post box. And of course, you can donate to a fellow game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and so much worse. So if you want to have some fun tonight, feel free to. But, Susie, why don't we go over a little bit of what happened last week on the show and then take us into tonight's episode of Once Upon a Time.
All right. So last week, the crew found themselves in the offices of the TPD, in the bullpen, where they usually await orders from their captain. As they were sat waiting around, they saw their captain, Captain John, a dwarven man, stroll in wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He promptly entered his office, packed up all his belongings, and made his way out again. After some terrible prejudice from these upstanding officers of the law, particularly about Captain John's Hawaiian shirt, he said his goodbyes and left. A couple of moments later, they heard the sounds of hoofbeats, and the new captain made himself known to the crew. Captain Braymond Colt. He was a very finely dressed centaur man who did not take the rubbish dealt out to him by these officers, heroes, maybe. Shortly afterwards, he sent them out to the the front area, the public-facing section of the police station, to talk to a couple of monks who had arrived with some information regarding a current problem in the city of Taillandia. They had told the gang that they think their brother Jack may be responsible for a series of giant murders that had happened across Taillandia, and that he was getting to the giant kingdom and doing these via a beanstalk that he had grown from the abbey. They made their way to the abbey, dug around a bit, and sure enough, they found that Jack was probably the culprit, as they found an incredibly bloody axe below his bed, which they made Sooty lick. Following a blood trail, they made their way up to the beanstalk, some more successfully than others, as Sooty was lifted straight to the top by a leaf as she spoke to the stalk. It was a very, very chill beanstalk. Maylene, unfortunately, taking her time getting up there, she couldn't quite get the strength to climb the beanstalk, no matter how hard she tried. But they made their way up there, and they found a almost empty sort of town, like a castle, fortified place, devoid of anyone. There were discarded weapons and armor across the ground, and they made their way further into this fortress to hear two voices, one low and booming, clearly from a larger person, and one from a smaller man, and they were in the midst of an argument. It was revealed that Jack had indeed been killing these giants and had somehow convinced Bob, a hill giant, to aid him in this. In fact, Bob was helping Jack rob his own family and kill his own family. An altercation occurred. Jack was swiftly murdered, and Bob was deputized and became Officer Bob. They brought him back to the precinct, set him up with a desk, and despite itself, Captain Colt congratulated the party on a successful crime solved. And that is where we ended last week's session. So, this week, we actually begin at the front desk. Addison, you are confronted with a large hill giant wearing a uniform that is many sizes too small. A tiny little policeman's cap perched on top of his head. He's clutching a red cardboard box and he is sobbing. And you hear him, I saved up all my wages for these, and grannies are so expensive since you can't get them anymore, and I left them in the break room for me to eat, and then everybody else ate them, and I didn't even get to eat one of my donuts. And he is just crying all over the front desk.
Addison's just looking around. Like, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sorry. Do you mean to be? So, hi. I'm sorry.
Hi. Well, I'm sorry if I'm getting you into trouble, but I just you're always so nice when I walk past, and you don't sort of recoil in horror whenever I come past, because I know I smell, and I know I'm a big boy, and well, I'm sorry to bother you.
No, you're not bothering me. Nobody ever comes to bother me. This is great. I'm Addison. I didn't actually get your name. What's your name?
My name is Officer Bob, and you can see it on my name tag, and it literally says Officer Bob on it.
Oh, that's right. And Addison looks down. Addison's holding like a lot of books, and there's like a big clipboard. That's right. You're new. They were talking about you. They weren't talking about you to me because nobody really talks to me. But I heard them talking about you. They said that you did a really good job the other day. They ate your donuts.
They did? Yeah.
Yeah,
there were special glazed ones. And he starts crying again.
I don't know how to. We could probably get you some more donuts.
Well, but you can't though, because they come from grannies, and grannies only get shipments into Thailandia like every other month.
That's really unfortunate, but I mean, we could get you almost as good donuts. There's a bakery that's not too far from here, and you could, have almost as good donuts for a little while, and then we could help you in a couple of months get the good ones again.
I suppose. Do you want one? I'll go get some.
Of the almost as good ones?
Yeah.
You want to get me a donut?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, do you know where to go? Because I could go with you to go get the donuts, because you're new.
I can go. I can find them.
All right.
And he's got a little smile on his big stupid face. What kind of donut do you like?
Well, it can't be anything that has nuts in it because I have allergies. So,
okay.
Maybe blueberry?
Blueberry. Yes, I can get that.
That's great. Thanks.
Cool. Well, it was nice to meet you, Addison, my new friend. And then he takes your entire hand up to your wrist in his big hand and vigorously shakes it up and down.
Addison will vigorously shake it back.
I'll be right back with your donut.
Good luck.
He gives you a salute and walks out.
Addison just has this big goofy smile on their face, I made a friend.
As Bob walks out, someone else walks in, and you've seen this person before, once or twice. They usually are very in and out when they need to be. He's a very handsome man. He has short, semi-longish blonde hair, sort of pulled back into a loose wave, and he's dressed in an incredibly smart and almost pristine gambeson that's all done up tightly with a cravat. And he flashes a badge at you and he goes, "Special Agent Charming, I'm here to see Captain Colt. Can you point me to his office, please?"
Yeah, I can point you. He's over there.
Thank you. And he just turns and walks. So the rest of you are in your bullpen, or the horse pen as it is now called, apparently. And you are having some downtime between cases. It's been about a week or so since you killed Jack and brought back Officer Bob. And it's been pretty quiet. There has been, some crimes around, but nothing that the ordinary sort of PD couldn't handle. You guys have been doing paperwork mainly. Due diligence, you found that perhaps a bit more paperwork ended up on your desk as others might have slid it towards you. But things have been pretty quiet. But you do notice you're joined by 2 new officers today. An elf man and a Goliath.
Oh, everything's been so boring since that last escapade, which Bob messed everything up on.
Maline's got like
you can't blame
half
the
of a
guy.
donut in
He's
her mouth.
trying.
I don't know about donuts for us. That's really nice to have.
That is
Donuts
true.
are really good.
We did. Those donuts he unwittingly gave to us were excellent. New people. No, I mean, he gave them to us freely. He knew that he was giving them to me in his heart. Anyway,
Due diligence
I can
is
go.
just staring at his paperwork. He's got a mug of something that either looks like very old cold coffee or oil. And since his mouth doesn't actually open, every once in a while a hatch will open up. He'll pour some in, set it down, go back to doing his paperwork.
right. New people, I'll introduce everyone, I suppose. This is Due Diligence, our administrative assistant. This is Malene, who is our something else. This is Sooty, who words truly can't describe.
Hello.
And I am Finbar, and I am the smartest one here, and that's why they put me in charge of. I'm not exactly the captain, but I'm kind of like the captain number 2, you know.
He's
Kind of,
definitely number 2.
Speaking
Always
of
we've
number
got
talking
a-
two,
about.
Mutual
I
respect.
think we
there.
finally have the pipes fixed for the Centaur bus. The bathrooms were
God.
not exactly Centaur friendly, you know, but one did blow up in my face. And
Right.
I had to take a quick shower. It was very messy. It was a shitty situation, that's for sure.
Very handy not having to sense of smell. Here are your pamphlets. There are the rules for this division, and Due Diligence will hand you each a pamphlet, and it says the rules of this division, and inside there are 3 rules printed on a piece of paper. One says the captain will always have fresh coffee. Second is no kink shaming, and the third is must always have a warrant.
In that order.
In that order.
Well,
Got
if
it.
you're one of the bosses here, you mind taking these off so I can actually help?
Are you? What are we talking about? What am I taking off of you?
These shackles. I was sentenced here
He's got
to.
criminal bracelets.
Oh, you're a criminal. Oh, good.
I have a million pair of
bracelets.
those.
We catch people just like you all the time, and one's just walked in and we've captured him already. We're getting good.
That's
Crime
an easy
solved.
job done.
I will go tell the captain. Crime solved.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll start on the
what-
paperwork.
what is
Do we
your
get
name
another
now?
That was the
vacation
quickest
for this
first case I've ever had.
The first ones are always easiest. You always get your first one over with quickly. That's what I say. Now, prisoner, what was your name?
Varun.
Varun. Classic criminal name. I say to the rest of them, so I'm teaching them a lesson, like I'm teaching a class. Classic criminal name. And look at him, he's already wearing shackles. Classic criminal move. Greg, what was your crime that we solved?
Piracy.
That's right. Piracy is a crime. Now, what was it that you stole? Was it a handbag, you know, like those adverts? You wouldn't steal a handbag, but you did. Kind of thing?
Was it music? Did
think
you
it
steal
was
music?
movies.
Involved, but
It was movies.
it was more of a large chest that just happened to be sitting in a ship that wasn't occupied at the time.
Oh, those kinds. I see. I see. Well,
Due
do
diligence has
criminal
pulled out a
bracelets.
hex. Due diligence has pulled out a hex key and is undoing the manacles and adding them to his collection.
Careful though, I need my chest for things and reasons.
not that kind of. No, still not. Still not that.
Finbar told you that, didn't he?
At this point, as Malene says, I need my chest for things and reasons, you hear Captain Colt's door open. You see him stop a minute in the doorway, sort of turn his head to be like, what? And then he just shuts the door again.
Oh,
Right. So how long are you here? Being locked up for? Yeah, how long should we throw you away?
Oh,
What
I've already
kind of
served my one
piracy?
sentence. Now I'm supposed to serve with your group. Supposed to aid you.
Oh,
I thought
like
you
kind of
did the crime,
community
though,
service?
not us.
Right, that seems counterproductive.
Feels like
That's
we're
the
being
thing we
punished.
do is we hire criminals.
We hired Bob,
It
and
might be
Bob killed a lot of
community
giants.
service.
Bob wasn't a
That's
criminal.
true. We did hire.
That's-
He did murder
sounds about
several
right.
people, actually.
Well, he redeemed himself.
He also
Well,
hit me
the
with a
thing-
very
yes.
big rock.
Right? Yes, he did. But the thing is, once you become a policeman, all of your previous crimes are wiped away, and you can never commit a crime again. That's just the law.
You can do a lot of things as a cop person as long as you follow the 3 key rules.
Right. Number one. What's number one, everybody?
Coffee.
must
Oh,
have-
Captain needs
Coffee for the
coffee.
captain.
Boss needs coffee. Number two.
No kink shaming.
No king
No king
shaming.
shaming. That's
I
right.
like how I
That's
did
right.
that
And
one well.
that one came naturally to you. Number three. Have a warrant.
We have to have
So if
a
you
war.
follow those, yep, that's right. Follow those rules, and you'll be fine. And you will never be able to commit a crime again because you'll be following the rules. So
A arm opens up out of due diligence with a badge in it, and it literally is smashed into your chest. You are now an officer of the law.
Welcome.
Do you have a badge?
can use-
Any points to Addison?
I'm not.
Oh,
in-
Addison's downstairs.
Oh, Addison's on to
Emmerich.
Emmerich, do you have a badge?
I actually do not have a badge. I would very much like one.
A telescoping, because due diligence is only 5 feet tall, a telescoping arm comes up with a badge and slams it into your chest.
Ah,
perfect.
fits nicely.
I think
You
the
are now
boss said we'd
officer.
be expecting one more. Is that right?
When we get the last one, I'll get the ice cream cake.
Right,
Every
okay.
party
I'll
celebrates with
I
ice
need
cream
more
cake.
paper.
I'll poke my head out the window to see if there's anyone else waiting.
Okay, so as you poke your head out of the window, you see a very handsome human man with the
Oh.
sort of medium-length blonde hair stroll up with this very self-assured look on his face, his chin kind of in the air, one eyebrow raised. And he looks at you and kind of, ugh, as he just opens the door into your office.
We're both irritatingly handsome. Ugh.
Ugh.
Hello. Can I help you? Are you the new person here?
Good one. No, peasants. Oh,
Yes, I
where-
am very
He
witty.
told a joke.
Yes,
Where's your
I
captain,
did. Everyone
peasants?
needs to laugh.
Finbar
Uh,
is almost the captain. He's the smartest
I
man
am-
in the group.
He's number 2.
Almost, not quite.
And the most handsome. So, I'm sorry, we don't take vagabonds and roustabouts here. If you're looking for the whorehouse, it's down the road.
2 blocks on the left.
What's your name again?
Finbar, the bard.
Ah, Finley, you're a fun man. And he just walks straight through to the captain's door and raps neatly twice. And he is quickly answered by Captain Colt, who ushers him inside.
That man is a criminal.
He dresses like one.
He dresses like a criminal, and he was moments away from a Hawaiian shirt, which in itself is a crime, as we've established.
Oh, that is. It really
And
is.
he wasn't wearing a badge. He must be a
That's
criminal.
right. It's
We
the
should
only
give
explanation.
him Varun's
I
bracelets.
like that logic. I like
Yes,
that logic.
I-
We should totally do that.
All
Who
right.
would like to go arrest him?
However, we need a warrant.
Not in our police
We need a warrant
officer
for his
place.
arrest.
Well, I mean, we just live here. I mean, we are the warrant here, right? That's like the
We
rule.
are the warrant. Yes.
We are the
You live
warrant.
here? Really?
Due
Do you
diligence
live
goes-
here?
Wait, you don't?
I
I've
live
been doing
here.
things wrong.
I live on the floor now because Finbar needed the couch.
Oh, I just live under my desk. You'll see that. That's why
What?
there's like a little nest with weird little objects.
Yes,
There's a
Amrit.
cable.
I think that's a short person thing.
Plugged into the wall.
Not all desks fit, but the floor is quite nice. If you don't have a home, the floor is quite nice.
I say for now we keep
I'm
an
sure
eye
I'll
on
find it
this.
somewhere.
We'll keep an eye on this person, and if they turn out to definitely be a criminal, then we'll arrest them.
All right.
Due diligence
so,
holds up a piece of paper that says warrant on it. I have a warrant.
Good. Good start.
So you guys just kind of all sit around, just quietly talk amongst yourselves about what's just happened and apparently your living arrangements in this office. And it's about another 10-15 minutes before this man leaves, and he just sort of half-heartedly waves at you, says, bye, Fenrir, whatever your name is,
Still wrong.
and just leaves. Shortly after, Captain Colt walks out to you. Officers.
You really need to get that cough taken care of. That sounds really bad.
It was to get your attention, Maylene.
Oh. That's a weird way to get my attention. Because you do know my name. You just said it.
It was... Maylene, I was addressing the room. Thank you very much. Never mind.
Mimics in the... The chairs
No,
are mimics.
Maylene, the office is not comprised of mimics. Oh, God.
There's only one way to be sure.
Now I feel like it is.
And fireball starts glowing on.
Due diligence, any damage you make to police property will come out of your wages.
I don't
How do you
think
keep
it's
saying
your oil budget.
wages?
Therefore, my wages.
Thank you. That gentleman that was previously just here is Special Agent Charming with the FIB. He has come to seek our assistance.
Some kind of gang.
He kind of, Colt looks at you, Maylene, he goes, the far, far away investigative bureau, Maylene.
I feel like you said
Wouldn't
a
that
lot
be
of
the
words, but
FIB?
you
Or
said
the-
so many words, but then you said so many little words. How do you spell?
FFAIB. No, FFAIB.
That's how you spell that? How do you write F's? I'll write it down.
Good God. Please get this woman to remedial literacy classes. Please?
I look at Finbar.
Yes, sir.
For just the sake of the whole PD, really. I mean,
So you're
You
part
take
of the Fairy Tale Investigation Bureau.
so Special Agent Charming has come to seek our assistance. Now, as I'm sure you're no doubt aware, Granny's Bakery has become harder and harder to secure goods from.
I was not
No.
aware.
So Bob just bought us donuts from there. It was very kind of him.
You ate Bob's Donuts.
No, Finbar said that Bob gave them to us as a gift for being such good friends.
In a manner of speaking,
That is what he
Bob
said.
did. Whether or not Bob knew that he was doing that or not, I can't attest to. I mean, I can't tell you what the man's thinking at any given time. Or where he leaves his donuts, if he leaves them just out in the open, if I were to take them, and in a way he's giving them to me. That's socialism.
That sounds
More use of fancy words.
Well,
Right.
Well, as morally dubious as that is, Finbar, the deed is indeed done. Regardless, Granny's Bakery has been suffering interruptions in their deliveries. Now, I'm sure you all know who Granny's deliveries are. They all dress in the red uniforms, carry the little wicker baskets. You've seen them all. You notice
The Red Hoods.
Those
Red
who are
Hood.
They're
there.
criminals. They're hoodlums. Criminals. Yes,
No.
we've been arresting them.
No, those are hard-working delivery people, due diligence.
They are hoodlums.
We hire criminals. We can't judge other people for hiring criminals either. It is important to have a diverse workforce. I learned that.
Exactly. Maylene, well done for paying attention, your sensitivity training. Well done. Regardless, I'm saying that word a lot because I'm getting a lot of interruptions. And he kind of just glares at you all individually. It takes a long time to glare at you all individually. These delivery agents from Granny's are being abducted, murdered, disappeared. We don't know where they're going to. We don't know what's happening to the delicious, crumbly baked goods that they bring to us here in Thailandia. Now, Special Agent Charming was heading a task force to apprehend whoever it is responsible for these disappearances. Now, unfortunately, he did. He had an agent in deep cover, Agent Hood. She was out there posing as one of these delivery agents, but she too has gone missing, and she hasn't been heard from in a week. Now,
so that means that that man is not as good as we are, and the FIB is not as good as we are. And Finbar was right at that man. We are smarter.
This is now our case. Yep.
He needs you, one of you in particular, to help pull off this final sting. He is wanting to run a honeypot, as it were. I need one of you,
I guess,
to take Agent Hud's place as a Granny's delivery driver. Obviously,
I'll do it.
He just looks at you, Amrik, as a Goliath. Apologies, Amrik, but Agent Hood was a small girl. I don't think you're about to pull off that aesthetic.
We have a small girl.
No kink shaming.
Well,
And Sudi's a small
that
girl.
is a violation of rule number 2.
she's very small.
Is dressing...
No, it's honoring a kink. It's honoring a kink.
I actually regret even thinking about
Chivalry
asking that
is not
question.
dead.
I need you, all of you, to get together to decide who will be Agent Hood for the purposes of this sting. And I need the rest of you to hide in the wagon and bring this criminal to justice. Do you think this is something you can achieve?
Well, if
No.
we're going to have to
Yes,
clear our
that's
path
the
with
word I
the
meant to
city,
say.
absolutely we can.
But
We
I
solved
also
the
think
case
we
with
should
one
know which one
girl.
girl.
Captain.
This is a matter headed by the Federal Investigative Bureau, which means it is top secret. You are not to tell anyone about this mission. As far as anyone else is concerned, Sooty moonlights as a Granny's delivery driver.
She may well actually do that. I mean, Sooty, is that something you already do?
Given how much we are paid, I should talk to the union about this.
Why do we keep
Wait, we have
talking
a
about
union?
wages and pay? When do we get paid?
Right. I mean, when did you get... You know how I go and collect all the checks? What I've realized every week when I've been collecting these checks is that they have all been written out in the form of net 60 payments. 60 days, funds will probably arrive.
I don't know what any of that means, so Finbar does all of it.
That's right. I'm their accountant for good reason.
Captain, my lips are sealed. And the voice comes out of a speaker because mouth doesn't open yet.
Thank you.
I will not say a single word to anyone. I will not say
At
a
all?
single word to anyone about this mission. Not one bit. Not
But
even
what about me?
a single word like the.
Well, you're not anyone. You're Malene.
I am Malene. My name is not anyone. That is true.
That is.
Well, I feel very confident in our abilities, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
Sooty,
And that
are you
Mr. Charming
prepared?
criminal.
He's not a criminal, Milene.
But he said he was.
She seems
No.
pretty bad at not being a criminal.
He was dressed like one.
He was dressed.
And he made he made a mean face at Finbar, and Finbar is very intelligent, and if he makes mean faces at Finbar, that means he's making mean faces at a officer of the law.
Right on.
You just get a slow head shake from Captain Colt and a very pitying expression, Milene.
If this turns out to be an inside job, as I suspect, we'll let you know, Captain.
Thank you, Finbar.
Usually, most likely is.
Exactly.
Now, there is
Thank
one other that you will be taking with you on this mission. She hasn't been out in the field yet, so this will be her first mission. Their first mission. I need you to make sure that they succeed. They've been with us for quite some time. And it's time. It's time for them.
Everyone will get a ribbon.
Well, who is this person?
We won't let them die. I promise.
How should we make that
They'll only
promise?
They'll only be able to enrich themselves with this experience.
And they
Exactly,
won't die.
Emmerich. Marlene, if they die, your pay is getting docked.
Oh, shit.
So, Finbar, ensure that Addison does not die. Otherwise, you will be apparently acquiring less gold.
Right, yes. Socialism, eh? Crazy. Right, well, I guess we should be introduced to this person, and then we'll get on our merry way, Captain.
They're downstairs on the front desk. You've seen them every day since you started working here.
Someone works at the front desk?
I've never seen anyone like
Oh,
front
wait.
desk. Captain.
Good God.
It's
We have
that
a front
one
desk.
lady with the glasses, isn't it?
No, there's no one at the front desk. No one works there. There's not even. It's just.
Yeah, there is.
If there was someone at the front desk,
I thought that was a
I
mannequin.
think I would know about it.
That is...
I can't see over the front desk to know.
Oh, wait, no, but it speaks. I thought it was a speaking mannequin. Like one of those sort of...
Yes.
No,
that
I'm
is
pretty sure it was
Officer
breathing.
Addison, and you will treat them with respect. Am I clear?
Officer
Absolutely.
Addison. Yes.
As
We will bring
always.
the mannequin to the venture. Yes.
Sure.
You are all dismissed.
Thank you.
Bye,
Does that
Captain.
mean it's our day off?
No! Diligence. It means leave my sight.
I
Okay.
will go find.
But you could
the
just go in your
Addison.
office and close the door.
I have a feeling we should bug her off, as it were.
Addison.
What the tall
I start looking
gentleman
for
said.
bugs.
Addison.
I'm out.
Hello.
Captain Cole just retreats to his office and slams his door. And you just see through like the blinds. He's just sat there rubbing his temples. Pours himself a glass of whiskey and just.
So let's head to the front desk and see if anyone is actually there.
Yes.
Moline is
This
following,
is a
very
good idea.
excited.
There is this nice woman with glasses. Have you not ever seen this woman?
There is no
I am-
person at the front desk. I've never seen
Yes,
a person at the
I've-
front desk.
I've seen someone there.
I
But I
can't
thought they were
see
men.
over
Before you
top
leave
of
the
front
office,
desk to know.
before you leave your sort of bullpen area, Captain Colt sticks his head out the door and says, "Oh, and take the shackles off Veron. They're on community service."
There you are.
Okay.
We got their crime bracelets off.
They're called
I
shackles.
added them to my
Milene.
collection.
He shuts the door.
Bracelet collection.
They're like friendship bracelets for criminals, yeah.
So you head downstairs, And you see once more Addison at the front desk going through their paperwork, through their books. And Officer Bob has come back, and he has a smaller box of donuts this time. And you see that he is currently gesturing to Addison. And you hear him say, "I got your blueberry one for you, Addison."
Addison, like,
And you see the
straightens
box
up
is
her
all
glasses
crumpled and kind of squished.
and grabs the donut. That's great. Thank you so much. I was starving. I actually totally skipped breakfast this morning because I was in such a rush to get here. And this is great. Thank you.
Wow, there is actually a person at the front desk.
You're the one that's been stealing the donuts from Granny.
Bob!
Hey, big guy, how's your health plan?
It's good. I'm getting my teeth fixed next week. I will have 3 instead of
Excellent.
2, and I am very happy about that. I'll be able to chomp on my vegetables.
Are those
Maline's gonna give Bob
Excellent. Sounds like a good thing, big guy.
a big hug for Bob. Thank you so much for sharing your donuts with us. We're gonna go get you some more now so we can all share.
Wait, you ate my donuts?
Yeah.
No, I do
I
not
was
eat
told
donuts.
that you gave them to us.
You
I
did,
did
Bob,
not.
remember?
No.
Anyway, that's details. This is Officer Addison.
Yeah, it's my friend Addison.
Oh, well,
Do
it's
you
a
have a
pleasure to
badge?
meet you. I never
Are you
realized you were
talking-
here.
Yeah,
Addison, these are my other friends in the precinct. And he points to Melee and he goes, "This one bewitched me with her boobs, and then I threw a rock at her."
A really
went
big
back.
rock.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a
you know,
big
that
rock.
makes sense.
In
That
Goliath's
actually, you know, really tracks
in
with her
Goliath-
power level. Yeah.
Right.
In Goliath society, that's just regular courtship.
Oh.
Did you find
I don't
your,
need
Let me-
your desk okay today?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just stop interrupting you all right now. I'll let you get on with it. I've got some criminals to apprehend.
Go get
Sure
him.
you do, Bob. Go find
What a
some more
strong
donuts.
Bob.
Have at it, Bob.
Addison, hello.
Hi.
We
are
promise
you all-
not to let you
Hello.
die.
Addison, do you have a badge?
Well, I mean, of course I do. Are you all signing out for the day?
No, we're taking
we're
you
signing
on an
you out.
adventure.
We are signing you out for the day.
Well, there's a sign-in in this place.
What? Well, yeah.
Yeah,
You
and-
sign the paper every morning when you come in. Usually, you know, you're late, but you know, I sometimes sign it for you if you ignore me when you walk by. I've gotten pretty good at your signature, actually.
That's what that
Are
noise
you
is. You know when
always
you walk
here?
in. You know when you walk into a shop and the bell goes ding dong. That's. I thought that was what that sounded when I walk in here and you say Finbar, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Just a bell.
That makes a lot of
there you
sense.
go,
That's
learn
why you
something
never
new.
respond.
Right.
I pick Sooty up and hold her up so that she can see Addison. This is Addison.
Oh. Hello, Addison.
Hi, Officer City.
I
They'll
extend
shake
her
your
out.
hand. No, you know, we met actually at your orientation. I offered you a glass of wine. And you said you
You're
liked my.
wino girl.
No, I'm not. No, it wasn't my wine. It was actually. That's a terrible nickname.
You never forget a good wino. Ah, we had a good night. That was a very good night.
Is that where those pictures came from?
Those
Is that what
pictures,
the wine came
that's the one that we had the meeting about.
Yes.
There are no
I need to
evidence
see
of
these
those
pictures.
pictures, and you will not be able to find them in my chest at all.
I have 2 copies.
I checked. Wait. Evidence. Somebody's been in the evidence locker again, hasn't they?
Guys, we're getting ahead of ourselves
No,
again.
I don't think so, because
Officer
the
Addison
evidence-
here. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and talk.
Well, Officer
What do you-
Addison
what do
here
you-
is new to this whole, you know, going out on a case. Just get them up to
I
date.
I don't gotta go out on the cases.
You get to
Yes.
go on this one.
You are
It
now.
shows. Yeah, this is the
Captain
first
the
one.
horse
You are
and
now,
said
though.
so. Yeah. And he said if you die, we all get in big trouble. So you're not allowed to die. So you have to remember that.
Was it that we get the bonus? I don't remember.
Do we get a bonus?
Well,
We
don't
did
worry.
get dismissed.
Could be.
Amric the Fearless
that's-
will make sure you will never die.
Never.
We're
that's
going on a
statistical
covert-
possibility, but
Yes.
I'll take it.
Trust us. It's an undercover mission. Sooty's going to pretend to be one of the red hooded delivery bakery people, and then we're going to arrest Prince Charming, Officer Charming. When it turns
I'm
out that
gonna
he's
get
the
hood,
one
yo.
behind it.
You know,
She
that
will
really
be
makes
a
a lot of
hoodlum.
sense. Officer Charming is really kind of smarmy.
Right?
I mean, I didn't say
Thank
that.
He's a
you.
criminal. Yes.
No, he is. No,
He is a criminal.
He is the worst.
Yes.
I
A recording
totally
plays
agree.
it back exactly
All right.
in your voice.
Well, I didn't realize that it was finally that day. Let me get my things. And Addison reaches and just grabs like a big like messenger bag. It's just like brown and nondescript, and like starts shoving a bunch of things into it. Do you think we'll need?
Do you have a copy of the rules?
Well, I have a copy that I wrote down because you guys were talking pretty loud about them.
Is it
and I
an
could
official
hear you.
copy?
I mean, I could make
I
it
hand you an official
pretty
copy of
quickly.
the
I have
rules.
the stamps.
You've got a lot to learn,
Well,
Officer
this will
Anderson.
work too.
A lot to
All
learn.
right. And I'll stuff that in the bag too. Excellent.
All right. First things first, we don't need anything. All we need is a plan
We need a warrant.
and a warrant and not a king shame.
Oh, well, I
But I
can
have
generate
a
the warrants
warrant.
pretty quickly. I have the official stamp
I-
and the stationery.
I have a warrant.
It's kind of
Well,
diligence
great.
thing.
All right then.
Maybe your thing can be something else, you know?
Did they say who else was going to watch the desk today?
Nope.
You have
I'm pretty
Your job
sure
is to
they'll have
watch.
some sort of replacement.
you have to watch the desk. That's your job. You watch.
Well, no, I mean,
desk.
I was always supposed to be an officer,
Well,
but then
it might
they
be a
really needed a
mimic.
clerk, and I just kind of like always ended up being the clerk because there was, department upheaval, and then I was supposed to... I'm talking too much, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's okay.
They
Stop
needed to make
listening.
No,
sure that
you're
the
doing
desk
fine.
is not a mimic.
It's fine. It's fine, you know. Yeah, you've got to get used to these things. Being out in the field and being sort of, more, I don't know, interesting, I suppose would be the word I'd use. But, that's just one guy's opinion. So let's get on with this.
It's really exciting.
You
I
have done a
practice
very
being out
good
in the
job.
field all the time.
You have done a very good job of watching the desk and making sure that it is not a mimic.
I don't think that's
Due
ever
diligence has a
been a
point.
risk.
Unless it's always
That
been a
is
mimic.
because you
and
watched it.
Addison is secretly the most powerful mimic trainer. Look at the most powerful mimic tamer in all of Talandia. I can just pick a spot and sit and leave. Any spot but there.
Well, and now we know how we rate to the cat.
All right. So
A
as
big
you guys
eye
are
of
gathered,
Sauron over Bree's shoulder.
as you guys are gathered around the front desk and grabbing Officer Addison, ready to begin the mission, a bag is dropped off for Sooty, and it contains the uniform of a granny's delivery driver, and it's like a little red half cloak with a hood, and there's a little wicker basket, and it just says "Good luck."
Right.
That's the goodie bag.
Okay. Well,
All right, Sooty, you've got this.
yes. I'll try and put on my most childlike voice. Hello. Do I sound good? Does that sound good?
Dead on.
Yes.
I'm
thought you
here
were a
to deliver
child.
your things. Halfling, not child.
I thought-
That's racist.
That's very weird.
close.
Sensitivity training.
Yes.
Now remember,
I do
this
need to
newly
go
hasn't
through
had
sensitivity
Rule number
training.
4.
Oh, you haven't had sensitivity training, you're right.
We meet every
the key,
Tuesday.
Sensitivity training.
the key for sensitivity training is this, just rule of thumb. If you say something offensive,
Okay.
just say, "Oh, sorry," sensitivity training. That will make it okay.
Okay. Excellent. I will remember that.
Also, do not
Especially
ever
when
comment
Malene
about
brings up her
Captain
chest.
Holt's butt. Yes. You can
Correct.
comment on that because it's funny, but you can't talk about the captain's butt. It's against the rules.
Right.
He's a horse's ass.
Got it. I think.
You'll get that. Right, Sooty. I guess you should go and we'll watch from somewhere. Maybe we'll hide somewhere in a cart and then pop out and catch this Agent Charming and kill him for his crimes.
I'll go get changed.
All right.
Oh,
Officer,
yes, of course.
Finbar, are you the on-point officer for this mission?
Thank you. I am pretty on
Listen.
point today, yes. Yes, I suppose
No,
I am.
I meant who was appointed to be in charge by Captain Holt.
I didn't make
Finbar's
an
always in
appointment,
charge.
but I
Alright,
guess it's me.
He's number 2.
He's number 2. He's the poop of the operation.
That's right.
In every
me and the
operation.
captain, we have a mutual respect there, and understanding one another's, key talents. He is half a horse, and I'm charming, witty, funny, and put together. Really, when I think about it, I should be number 1, but that's not for me to say.
Couldn't take a piss.
No, it's take the piss. It's a joke term.
Oh. Piss off. That was it.
That's another
Doesn't-
one I've heard a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry,
Okay.
Addison. You'll learn all of the rules.
Addison's just furiously scribbling notes.
So, while this is happening, Sooty's off getting changed, and you hear out front that a cart has been wheeled around for you guys, and it's been made up so it looks like a granny's delivery cart. There's the seated area up front, which is kind of it's like a covered wagon at the front. It's hitched to some horses, but there's no doors on the side. There's a big white tarpaulin over the top that's done in not white. It's like that picnic blanket checker, red and white, across the top, and on the side in like a really lovely handwriting-y font. It says "Grannies," and there's sort of. Towards the back, there's a bunch of crates piled up to make it look like this cart is full of cargo, but there's a lot of space for you guys to get into the back and hide in.
Wow, there's actually room for me. Huh. Nice.
Plenty of space in here.
Wheels dropped down from due diligence because the last time they tried to put him in a cart, he went straight through the wood. So he will attach himself to the back of the cart and roll along behind on his wheels.
Oh, dang!
All right, I'm ready.
Mwah.
So,
I'd say you are.
Sooty, the rest of the gang have hopped up into a big
Why
cart.
does don't just have these things laying around?
Every time. Every
Do you
time.
guys
There's somewhere in
coordinate
there.
in advance? Yeah, episode 2, I'm going to need you to get a Red Riding Hood outfit. Don't worry, I already fucking got one.
Don't worry, I actually have that right here under my chair.
Amazing.
Damn. So, everybody is piled into the delivery cart, and Sooty, there's a place up front for you to take a position, and you've been given instructions on where to go. Granny's factory is notoriously hidden deep in the Whispering Woods. It's in a location that's not necessarily known to the public, because Granny's is the best bakery in all of Far, Far Away. It's a very hush-hush kind of operation in there. In fact, nobody's seen Granny for years and years. She's a very secretive lady, but the produce keeps coming, except for now, where something's happening to the delivery drivers. So you've been given special instructions passed down from the FIB on where to find Granny's factory. So
The Keebler elves live next door.
Okay.
So if I just walk willy-nilly in these directions and follow the delivery route?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All
So,
right,
go ahead.
I'm just going to follow the delivery route as per usual and see if anything comes up. Does anybody happen to have connection stones or something? You're gonna follow me, right?
Yes, we are in the cart. You are taking the cart. I am following behind the cart. The wheels have now been
Okay.
placed with treads because we're going over rough terrain.
Okay. So does due diligence dress like a cop, or does due diligence just dress like a warforged?
Dress.
Okay, that answers that question.
His idea of undercover for this, all of a sudden, a pipe will pop up out of his head with a little bit of steam, so he'll look like an oven that's rolling along behind it.
Okay.
Traveling
that's
oven.
good. That's good. That's good. Oh, okay. So, City, you take your position at the front of the cart and you start off rolling towards the Whispering Woods. Now, you've heard tales of the Whispering Woods. All sorts of things happen in here. There's stories of hags and strange creatures that live in here, animals that talk and sing, princesses that sleep for hundreds of years in glass coffins, and all sorts of bizarre, strange things have allegedly happened in these woods. But it is also a thoroughfare for Granny's delivery carts, so it's not as little rackety as you might have expected. It's somewhat akin to a British A-road, a dual carriageway, if you will, through this woodland.
The finest of inventions.
So you're making your way through, and it's the Whispering Woods is quite far away from Tailandia itself, so it's gonna take a couple of days to get here. So you have to, pull over and have a rest. 3 days away. You have to pull over and have a rest on your journey, but before long, you're entering the Whispering Woods proper, and you can see why all these strange tales come from this woodland. It is weird in here. It's dark, but at the same time brightly lit. In some places you can see like almost little will-o'-the-wisps dancing away in the distance, and there's always like a pervasive kind of fog on the ground. But as you begin to travel down this road, you see something up ahead. It kind of looks like a blockage of some sort.
I see something up ahead. It kind of looks like a blockage of sorts.
It's as if a voice told you that in your head.
I know, and it's like a coffee.
It could be an ambush.
Next to me.
Just play it cool and try and get closer.
What exactly is blocking it?
Is it a tree? Is it I don't know, a tree? That's all I could think of.
I would like to take a closer look. Can I maybe see?
Yeah, actually, roll me an investigation check.
All right.
Due diligence will stay alert in the from the back of the cart for anything that might be approaching from the rear or the side.
11.
Gonna keep an eye out for any ambushes, and I suspect.
All right, 11. Okay, so if you're looking out for ambushes, roll me perception checks.
Oh, can we see out of the cart?
I shall roll perception.
There's small sort of like where the tarp sort of anchors to the cart. There's little gaps you can look through.
Okay.
I got 14. A 14 myself.
Got a dirty 20.
Okay.
21.
The best 20s.
Absolutely filthy.
I also got a 20.
13 for Due.
Okay. And what did Varun get?
Varun got a 9.
Gotcha. Okay, so Finbar, Maylene, and Addison, I believe.
Oh, yes,
You think you might see movement in the trees. Sooty, dead ahead, it looks like a couple of logs have kind of fallen over. It looks like a logging cart had accidentally dropped these logs while it was moving through this dual carriageway in the woods. And they are kind of spread out all over the road, blocking the way.
How close is the movement in the wood?
It is not necessarily right at the side, but like maybe 10, 15 feet back. There's something moving around there.
Definitely seems like an ambush. Yes.
I was actually gonna say that. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's right. Addison's gonna open up the messenger bag and stick her hand all the way down in and pull out a sword, and then stick her hand all the way in and pull out another sword, and then stick her hand all the way in and pull out some armor, and start.
We should just let it happen, right? And we'll let Sooty get a little bit ambushed, and then when a couple of bolts.
Then we kill all of
them. A few times. Then we.
I can clear the blockage.
Yes.
After all, I don't mind.
I like Maline's thinking. Maline's thinking is the best. I like that.
Typically, I don't like it when you think, Maline, but in this case, that was a good form.
And then when we kill them, strong man, and she points to Amrit, goes, can move the logs and we can keep going.
It's the perfect
Flame
plan.
comes up out of Due Diligence's finger. He goes, I can clear the blockage.
But you'll burn the whole forest down.
But the blockage will be cleared.
Yes, Addison?
Not suggested. No.
What's wrong,
Is there any sort of protective magic that we could put on Sooty so that if they are just going to shoot arrows or something, aren't just going to immediately kill her?
Well,
you're so smart.
It might look suspicious, though, if Sooty has armor on her,
That's true.
This might help a little bit. I'll go ahead and grasp the shoulder and cast Blade Ward.
Criminal man just touched Sooty.
He's not a criminal anymore.
Case,
he is an officer of the law.
Officer of the law, criminal man.
Yes. Right. This plan is going well. We're all prepared.
Due Diligence casts mage armor on himself.
Sooty gets hurt. Sooty gets hurt. She know what a gig was.
I just have one question. He reaches behind his back, pulls out a great axe, and then pulls out a maul and says, "Slash or smash?"
Sooty? Neither.
If you smash, people do.
Actually, you can smash me anytime, buddy.
Gross.
King shame, don't 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 king shame.
It's fine. It's fine.
Remember rule number 2.
Yes,
I say
not
maul.
all the rules apply for me. Maul, yes, I guess if we.
But
He
Sooty
puts
told
the
the last
war
one
axe-
she liked
great-
to be stabbed.
Great axe back there.
Sooty says a great deal of things.
Also,
It's true. I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
who?
So,
Or even.
so.
Can we get her ambushed already?
God, can we so, Sooty, are you moving the wagon along, or what are you doing? Are you gonna willingly enter this ambush?
I'm gonna get out of the wagon, and she's going to put her little basket under her arm. She's going to skip and just do a little tune, and she's not gonna know what tune to sing, so I'm gonna think of the first tune that comes to my head, which is the song Heart Boner by Ninja Sex Party. And so she's just gonna do
Okay, so Sooty, as you skip along whistling your uplifting theme, a man jumps up from behind the logs, and he has this wild, crazed look in his eyes. He appears to be wearing badger furs and not a whole lot else. And he looks at you and goes, "Are you with them?"
Are you?
Do you smell like a badger?
I mean, you're covered in badger furs. Are you sure it's not yourself you smell?
Oh no. What have you got in that wagon there?
Oh, Well, I've got a lot of different pies and little baked goods. See, I've got I've got some apple pies, some blueberry pies, some mince pies. You might be able to smell some meat in there. We got some, steak and kidney. The kidney's a little bit stinky, though. They had to be cooked with some cheese to make sure that you couldn't taste that they went off. But we've also got, some croissants. I think that's how you say it. Some croissants. And I think this is a boulangerie. I don't know. Just basically, I got pastries, dude. I got pastries and bakeries.
What's in the cart? What's in the cart? Are you hiding? Yeah, bro, you holding out on me, man? You got badges back there?
Badges? No, I got more baked goods.
We don't gotta show you no stinking badges.
The card totally did not just talk.
What do you got
It's
back
all
there?
in your head.
And you see him pull out a you see him pull out this knife, and he looks wild-eyed. Let me see the cart, man. I know you got him in there.
Can we see him from where we're peeking out?
Yeah.
Can
you see him at this
now,
point,
Finbar?
like,
You want them? Come and claim them. And then she'll like,
Awesome.
Just doing a bit.
And then she'll whack the knife out of his hand with her basket.
okay, roll me an attack.
It's just this thing of like,
ah!
okay. Would that just be normal strength? Or we go for dex for this?
Let's go dex. I'd say you're proficient at wielding a basket. You're a druid.
It's part of my wickerness, It's
That's
fine.
way weird.
Hey, it's naturally made.
Yeah, instead of being Wicca, I'm just part of Wicker. All right, I think that's a total of 15.
15. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, so with a 15, you drop the little voice. Shout, if you want them, come and claim them, and fling the basket at this wild man, and the knife flies out of his hand and lands in the ground a few feet away from him. And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Ring race! Quick!
Badger, mushroom.
She's also going to drop the hood back.
Oh God. Well, I wasn't.
I do apologize. How do you add your modifier to the roll?
In the box where it says modifier, click on it and then tap it in.
Bottom left.
Oh,
Type it
that
in.
makes sense. I just haven't been doing
Okay.
it because I'm not
Okay.
capable of using the internet.
That's also valid.
18. Huzzah.
Okay. Bear with me a second. Oh, that'll work. Okay.
I feel like I'm epic should be.
Okay. Do we have any initiative between 25 and 20?
I have a 23.
Okay, and that's a 20 for due diligence.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to put due. 20 to 15. Wow. No, Amric, you got an 18, right?
Oh, I've got an 18. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. No worries. And then it's the mysterious Badgerman. 15 to 10.
This is official done.
11.
11 from Sooty. 10 to 5.
6 for
7.
Finbar.
6 for Finbar. Oh, is that
Right there
7
with
for
you, buddy.
Varun?
Yep, 7 for Rowan.
Finbar. And what did Addison get? Big 2.
Oh no.
Powerful. A powerful
Ooh,
2.
Wow.
Powerful. Strong 2.
A strong
Melee.
finish.
You're up. You're
The
first
best
up.
kind of finish.
How exciting! Malene's gonna pop her head and go, "There are no badgers here!" And she is going to then hex this man,
Okay.
and then shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts using Agonizing Blast to add Charisma to the damage.
Dang.
I know! So we are going to do our roll, and it is a +7 to hit. Alright, does a 26 hit, or 25, 26, kind of math.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
It sure does, yeah.
Alright, and then I will roll the d10 first. So it will be 5 damage for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second beam is a 10.
10 is a nope.
Alright, then I'll roll for the hex damage, and that is 2. So
2. All right, nice. So a couple, like this dark beam of energy just flies out of Malene's fingers as she aims it at this wild badger man, and you see him sort of oof, as he gets hit. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
stick her tongue out and go, nah. Just like that.
Dew, you're up.
Dew is going to reach into the back of the cart, pull out a box of stale muffins that have just gone rock hard, and he's going to use catapult to lob them at the guy.
Okay.
So I need him to make a dex save, DC 15, please.
Okay. He fails the save.
All right, let's roll some d8s.
D8s?
Yeah, 3d8.
Holy crap.
It's only a 1.
Damn.
Fucking badass muffin.
Don't fuck with the muffin man.
That's right.
Oh, do you know
he'll
him?
take a total of 8 bludgeoning. Yes, he lives on Drury Lane.
Damage.
Should have known that.
I can't read street signs.
Okay, so a series of rock-hard muffins just arc over the top of the cart and just boom, 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 hit the badger man. And he seems to, like, he immediately reacts to these, and you can see, like, as soon as they hit, like, one strikes his cheek and it starts to, like, swell and go red a bit, like this thing clobbered his face. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
No, that's it. He's good.
I'm allergic to blueberries. No.
It's a gluten allergy.
Yes.
All right, Amric, you're up.
He sees the muffins land. He pulls up his maul smash and says, "Stop in the name of the law!" Charges and proceeds to baseball smack this guy.
Nice.
See what happens. 14.
14. That hits.
Excellent, excellent. Let's see, I need to figure out how to do... First D6. 1. 6. Nice. Plus 4. So that is a total of... Let me do math in my head real quick. 11 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, so you shout "Stop" in the name of the law, and he's too busy sort of recoiling from the muffins to notice this very large man with the very large maul come running at him and just crack him under the chin, and he's sort of like recoils back. You see that as you get closer, beneath the dirt and the badger furs and the wild expression, this is quite a handsome tanned man with white hair. It is now his
You're a
turn.
handsome tanned man with white hair. I'm still going to kick your ass, though.
Now he's going to he will... Give me a second, I need to quickly look up a thing. 2 seconds. Sorry about this, doing this on the fly.
We're fighting Peter Graves.
You don't have the badger stats to hand? I mean, what is this game?
No, right, shit DM. Okay, so he is going to...
Didn't even prep badges.
I should know, I should always prep badges. You see him concentrate for a moment, and he clenches his fist, clenches his jaw, and then slams his hands together. And I would like everybody with close to him, so that will be Sooty and Amric, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Put in my modifier. $16.
Okay, so that's a 16 from Amric. What's your Sooty?
Mine was 9.
9. Okay. Amric, you sense this coming. You ground yourself. Sooty, you're a bit distracted by like flying muffins, flying big men, beams of energy, and Malene shouting things from the back of the cart. You take 13 points of thunder damage, and you are pushed 10 feet away from this man. Amric, you take 6, and you are unmoved.
Okay.
That is his turn.
You little shit.
He's just gonna go, give me the badges, and this all stops. Which will now bring us to Sooty's turn.
I'm getting too old for this.
She'll say as she gets up, feeling quite perturbed that she just got knocked back. But then she's going to cast Hold Person.
Just to stay in one place, you!
Alright, so
yeah.
that is a wit save for me, right?
Yep.
That was in that one!
Woohoo!
Alright.
Go City.
Look at me go! Professional police officer Sooty here on the case. Always ready with the disguise and ready to hold your ass down.
So is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
No, she's just really gloating right now.
Alright,
We're doing a
Varun.
little, like, celebratory dance.
I see it, I
Alright,
see it. You gotta respect it.
I'm going to go ahead and move up and grasp a hold of him, seeing how he's being held, and do a shocking grasp as well.
Okay, so, hold person, if they're attacked, that breaks it, right? I think? Does it? How does hold
I
person
think they get to
work?
make the save
but-
again.
Oh, he gets to make a save again. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
But the
yeah,
save is after you get hit, right? After they get hit, then they make the save.
hit. So, make your attack on him. He is being held magically.
Six. Okay, so that'd give me advantage, right?
Yes.
Actually, no. He doesn't have to make a save until his turn.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Ooh. Damn.
What did you get?
First nat 20 of the night.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Okay, roll that damage and double that. Nope, roll your damage dice twice. That's all we're doing.
That is... Alright, so 11 points of damage.
11 points of
And-
damage.
Can't take reactions. So it's next
He
turn.
cannot. Alright, so that's 11 points of damage on him. Nice. So Sooty, you freeze this guy in place, and as you're dancing, you watch as Varun, this elfin person, run up and just grab a hold of him and just shock him thoroughly with electricity whilst he's already being restrained. Finbar, you're up.
Oh boy, badgers just seem to follow me around. Those
Sure
who
do.
seek them. I've already defeated one badger demon lord before. I can do another. This guy is small fry. I will, I'll cast a Thunder Wave on him. Why not? That's fine.
Yeah, sure,
Take it
yeah,
back.
let's do it.
Take it back. Constitution saving throw.
That's a
Looking for a 15.
12.
Failure, sir.
Dang it.
And you will take math damage, which is 9 points of math. And
9.
and he's pushed back as well.
Yeah.
Ha!
So he's pushed back whilst also being frozen by a whole person. So like he just sort of goes across the ground, like frozen. Like
We have ambushed your
frozen.
ambush.
He's frozen with a really dumb look on his face, which is all the more satisfying, really. Addison, you're up. So you've seen as this person has blasted your comrades apart with Thunderwave, and then also been held. He's been shocked, and now he too has been blasted away.
All right. I think what I would like to do is cast. Yes, it's one action. Sorry, I had to double check. I'm going to cast Find Traps because I'm curious if we do a lot of moving, if he has, other things around us in the range that are going to go off if we go too far into this trap that he has clearly set up.
Okay, so what's your range on Find Traps?
120 feet.
120 feet. Okay, as you scan the area looking for traps, you can see down the road beyond this blockade, there does appear to be some sort of trap.
Alright. And then Addison, with their 2 swords out, is just gonna jump out of the wagon and just skirt around it to be next to Sooty.
Okie doke. Which will bring us to Malene.
Who is still leaning over and just like making like comments like, "Get him, guys! Hit him! Kill him!" Meh. She's very excited, and she's not going to leave from behind the wagon because she was told not to. And she is going to cast 2 more agonizing blasts.
Nice.
So a 15.
15 hits.
All right. Let's see. And that will be 8 damage for the first one.
Oof.
And that is another 9, so that's not. That one doesn't hit,
does
but
not
will be the
hit,
hex
unfortunately.
damage of 4. 4 hex damage.
Nice. Okay, so again, Maylene staying behind the cart where you were told to stay. You blast this guy with your warlock energy. Just bring us to due diligence.
Due diligence will roll up, pull out a collection of manacles, size them until he finds the one that fits, and then he will place the manacles on the person.
Okay.
So he's now being held, and he has the fingers set up with just like the shotgun grasp with the taser, and he's waiting. If he moves, he'll shock him again.
Okay, that's cool.
Tase him.
He's being restrained already. God.
Just to be certain.
Amric, you're up.
Well, now that he is manacled, Emmerich kind of pauses and goes, raises his maul up a little bit and says, "You are under arrest. If you move 1 inch, I am smashing your head."
Okay.
Wait. You're already not moving. Shit.
He's kind of frozen with this dumb, scared look on his face, but you watch as his eyes.
He pretty much holds his. He pretty much just holds his action, and if he manages to break it or tries to get out the restraints, bam.
Yep, gotcha. Speaking of, it is his turn, so he's going to attempt to get rid of the. He fails his saving throw, but being held in place, he manages to just get out a few words. He says, "I surrender."
Smart choice.
And so he is still frozen in place. He's surrendered.
Tease him. Just
What would you like to do?
Well, Sudi's the one that put it held it still, so Dude's gonna wait till Sudi says something.
Okay. So, we're going to interrogate him, right? And find out what this damn badger fascination is.
I just wanted to tease him. But sure.
Maybe he wants mushrooms.
There are a lot of really good mushrooms in this forest. I go mushroom hunting in this forest all the time.
There might even be terrible snakes.
Don't you have to take a drug test to work here? I don't.
It's not really hunting, though, is it? When it comes to mushrooms, I mean, they don't hide.
I mean,
you,
some mushrooms fight back, and that's why you fail drug tests.
They don't hide, but some of them are kind of, hard to find, and then you've really got to make sure that you pay attention to which ones are the kinds that'll kill you. Because, my cousin, almost died.
Shall we take him to the cart to interrogate him?
Sorry? Oh, right,
that
yes.
might be a good idea.
I get a chain and I clip the chain onto the manacles.
Don't just manacle him up and then tase him awake. How about that?
I don't want to bring this smelly man away. Can't we just throw him in the woods?
I mean, if you throw all of your problems in the woods, that's how
Where are the donuts?
bad things happen. Like global warming. Right?
So, Tia, you
Does he know what a donut is?
Just warn all of you that I detected a trap over there, and they'll just point out where.
Maybe this guy knows something about that.
We can throw him in the trap.
Just step in.
Let's not do that, please. Let's.
I don't know what kind of.
We have apprehended
That
the
is on the
criminal.
table, though, isn't it? Let's
That's
keep
how
that
we
one
take
on
care
the
of.
table.
That's
I'll
how
say
we
it's on
get crime.
it's on the table for discussion, but let's not do that right now.
It's on the go.
We have
walks
apprehended
up.
the criminal. We must take him back.
As you're having this conversation straight in front of him, you watch as his eyes are just very nervously and terrifiedly flicking from each of you.
I mean,
Okay.
I
He's going to be
Okay.
staring
Let's
at
just
him
take
with
him
arms
to the
crossed
cart.
this whole time.
Since the captain made Officer Finbar in charge, we probably should see what Finbar wants to do.
Right.
Well,
What
if
do you
it
want
were
to do,
only
Finbar?
up to me, but this is a democracy. If it were just up to me,
thought we
we'd
were
tase him awake,
socialists.
throw him in the trap, and then I can't keep track of all these fancy terms for doing stupid things. But sure, yeah, what do we all think? We'll ask him some questions, and then if he's bad, we'll throw him in the trap and then into the woods.
Blink
Everyone.
if you're
I
awake.
agree with that. I will
thought you
agree
wanted
with
to-
that sound logic.
He's
I
awake.
am an expert negotiation. All right. Good sir. Badger-fueled man. What the hell? First of all.
Right now, he's still being held by Sooty with whole person, so he can't really talk much.
Oh, Sudi, do you mind?
Oh, yeah, someone might want to rope him, though.
He's
I
already
have
shackled.
manacles.
Yeah,
Oh, he is.
yeah.
Yep.
He is
Oh,
shackled
he's
currently.
not-
Well, never mind
Yeah.
then.
And a chain
Alright.
into the manacles.
So, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the right?
I'm just a child, man. Just a child.
What did you do to Granny's donuts?
What she said.
What? I haven't done anything to Granny's donuts.
You attacked an
You-
agent of Granny.
You cannot apprehend me on the basis of my religion. I am a follower of Clunyism, and if you apprehend me because of my religion, you are creating
My friend,
a hate crime.
you don't seem to understand. We're the police.
We didn't
We can
hear
arrest
anything. There's
anyone.
no rules on hate crimes in
For
the
any
police.
reason.
There's-
Hey, no,
No
hey man,
kink
you
shame.
work for me. You work for me, man.
How?
Throw
Do I
him
work for
in
you?
the trap.
The police work for the people.
He's crazy. We need to
Good
throw him in
idea.
the trap.
No, I work for Captain Colt.
I work for Finbar.
Why would I work for people? You people are the worst. I mean, and I can say that because I've met the general public. They're terrible.
You are the
Nothing
general
wrong.
public.
I was doing nothing wrong. I was traveling down this road, and
You hurt her.
because she tagged me first, man.
No, I
True,
saw.
though, is it?
Yeah?
You bore a knife. You brandished a knife in front of her.
That's a
Definitely
ceremonial
That's
knife. It's
pretty
within my
threatening.
rights to use that as part of my religion.
I want to
Is
throw him in the
stabbing-
trap.
To threaten to stab a
I'm-
person, that's kind of
getting there.
off-putting.
Ooh,
No stabbing
Melina's
threat there,
gonna-
man. Didn't
Melina's
threaten
gonna
anyone,
cast-
man.
minor illusion, and she's going to create a small badger just out of reach of this man.
As soon as he sees the badger, he drops to his knees in prayer.
I think we should throw him in the trap.
I'm on board of this plan. Now, good sir,
we
you
should-
should know that I am not above police brutality. In fact, I'm down with that. So if you want to not get hurt very painfully, then you should start answering some questions. First of all, this granny lady, what's up with that?
I don't know, man. I just live in these woods. No, I don't know. She's got a factory here, some shit. I don't know.
And
Am I
people
being
are
detained?
robbing her. Yes. of
No,
course
you're
you
going
are.
to be killed.
And then you will be killed. Detained and killed.
You can't do that. You can't just kill me.
You threatened us
I'm
with a
afraid-
knife.
I'm afraid we've already decided.
Just kill him.
That's
That's
police
not
brutality.
part of the
We have a
Same
warrant.
brutal for police.
Addison,
Hold
this
the
is the
warrant.
important thing. When we're out in the wilderness, Captain Colt can't tell us no.
We are the law.
And technically,
went-
all I've got to do is hand over this because I'm still a criminal.
See,
Without the
he could just take his badge off and throw him in the trap. And he might not die. Perhaps he'll be aiding our adventure.
And it will be essential for me to not have to worry about disabling the trap if we go ahead and throw him in it.
I just rationalized things.
You can't do
I've
this to me. You
rationalized
can't
it.
do this to me.
Listen,
So,
no,
Brian,
You
no.
will be
Shh.
judged by
I
jury of
rationalized
your
it, guys.
peers.
If we throw him in the trap, he's now aiding the police officer, and then he's a deputy, and then he has been wiped clean of his crimes, and we can let him go. If we throw him in the trap, because I'm sure it's not a lethal trap, because if it's catching Granny's people, it won't be lethal. But if we throw him in the trap, then we can tell him that he is free because he did the help of the police officers. That's a good
It
thing.
must be a badger trap.
I
though.
followed along with every step of that.
So we should
It did
throw
make a
him
lot
in
of
and let
sense.
him. Badger
I
Man,
do
I'm
not-
putting your
I do
badger.
I do not consent.
I think
do not
that
consent. I do not consent.
I think Malene should not be the moral compass.
consent has been implied.
When you attacked
Well-
us with your knife, sir, you gave up certain rights. And when you started screaming about
That is
badgers,
true.
then you lost all respect of me. So, if you don't know anything about this granny, we will throw you in the trap and kill you. Understood? Anything you'd like to say, you could make it up. It's fine. We're the police.
I'm,
You see,
I'm more
everyone's
compliant
small.
with that idea because he brandished a knife and threatened to kill Sooty. But yeah, we're basically going to do that.
At this point, he once again returns to prayer and he says, Our Father who art in fake tan, give us unto thee thy badges, for I am
Go kill him.
not but a son of the badges. And you just see him start
God,
praying.
someone kill him now.
How big is he? What is his size?
He is an
It's not the
average
reason,
sized human.
It's the result.
Amric, put him where Addison said the trap is. And if he survives, we will set him free. If his
What's
God is
over at
real,
Addison?
he will live through this trap.
Good
The voices
point.
in my head are
That's a
real, and
fair
I
trial.
haven't died yet.
Where's the
Must be
trap?
tried.
I think
Try it in a
Addison said it was over
Try
there.
Addison.
It
Okay.
just
He reaches over, grabs the collar of the person, basically like nape of the neck, lifts him up, and starts to heft him away over his shoulder. Looking
This
for
is
the
a fair
trap.
trial.
I pat Addison on the back.
This is
And
a
you've done a
fair
fantastic job today. You've made this happen. I'm proud of you.
Addison, you are the best police officer.
You are responsible.
You have
for all of
apprehended a
this.
criminal, and he is being tried and brought to justice.
This is all you, Addison. This is all
All
you.
you. All
Is
you.
this how field exercises always go?
First job.
Always.
Well done.
Yes.
This man
Yes.
scream with a really high-pitched scream as he's hoisted over Amric's shoulder and then thrown into the trap. And you hear him say, "Bathe me in furs and send me to my father," as he lands in this pit, which, with a scream not unlike that one, there is a horrific sort of squelch sound as Amric, you look down into the pit and you see
No, I
this
speak
poor
Squelch.
man impaled
Florida.
on punji sticks, and you see beneath his body bones and scraps of red capes and cart like wheels and wreckages beneath there.
We just solved
I guess
the
that
crime.
means his god's not real.
That's one way to test it.
Well,
Ha!
He has been
He didn't
tried
have a
and
book.
found wanting.
Yes.
You're all
Adam's
He is
gonna
truly
walk
a
over
holy
and,
man now,
like,
though.
Look down the pit.
I think we solved the crime. Pat on the
Good
back,
job,
everybody.
Addison. That would have
Pat on
been
the back.
us.
Yes.
Wait, we have to go get donuts for Bob so we can eat them, though. So we have to keep
Yes, we
going.
must still go to Granny's.
I'm pretty sure that he may not be
That's
the only
true.
one responsible for this. He seemed like an idiot, you know? Like a real idiot.
Like a
But I'm an
henchman.
idiot.
Wow,
He was
that's
praying
a-
to
Oh, you're not
He
He
an
was
idiot.
praying to a badger.
You're stupid.
He was praying
That's
to a badger, which is
entirely
a
stupid.
sure sign of idiocy.
There was a
Exactly.
severe lack of Hawaiian shirt on this guy. I feel like he
Yes.
must be henchman and not the big kahuna.
Let us not forget Agent Charming, who is behind all of this.
Truly.
Yes.
Always.
Moline's going to peek her head
Always.
over. Is there anything valuable looking in this pit of things?
roll me an investigation check.
I can do that.
Rifling through dead children's bodies and clothes.
The voice in my head told me to do it.
I look to everyone
Don't
else. You know when
forget
dogs
the
go
holy
like,
man.
you know when dogs
Did that-
go and
oh,
dig
no, I
for
missed it.
bones. I'm just like, oh, it's fine. She does this sometimes. Just rifling.
I rolled it off the thing and got
That's
a nat
just to
20,
let
but
her
when I
do
rolled
it.
it on there, I got a 5. So 5. Well, 4.
Well, Malene, you sort of peek over the edge and start looking for valuables, and you can't see any from the surface, but there is a glint of something hidden amongst some small bones and cloak fragments.
Oh, there might be treasure in
Something
here, guys.
shiny.
Someone should lower me in.
Well, here, I'll go down and you guys can bring me back up. And I misty step down there.
Oh, I was going to get out the levers and pulleys. Just kind of strap in.
But you can
Complex
still
system of
go on
levers and
I'm paying
pulleys.
for my way back
I,
up.
this is normally how I lift Milene up and down. Whenever on a road, sometimes she needs the levers and pulleys. We'll just winch her up, but this is much better.
I fell a lot.
She spent a lot of time tied up.
That's
in
also
bars.
true.
As you misstep into the pit, it's easy to find once Malene points it out. You see what appears to be a silver hand mirror with a jet black sort of mirror face.
What did you find?
Intriguing. A mirror.
Can I see it? And she reaches her hands down. Actually, she bends
Right
over
here.
and reaches her tail
Catch.
down. Tail missed it, but my hands caught it. What does I see? I'm gonna look in the mirror. Do I look great?
Okay, so you look in
I
the
pull a
mirror.
patch
and-
up. Go ahead.
So, Malene, you look in the mirror and you see yourself, but you're kind of like a floating head in this black space. And it's yourself, but different. And it says, it looks at you, this reflection, and says, "Hey, babe."
Hello.
What's one out there? Thank you, Blue Jay, for the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello, Mirror
do we hear
Face.
that?
How are you today?
No, and you don't see anything either. You look over Malene's shoulder and you just see a black mirror.
She always talks to herself. This is nothing new.
I don't talk to myself. I talk to the voices in my head and the mirror face person. Hello, face person. How are you today?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Addison helped us kill someone today. It was really cool.
Wild. That's nuts.
Let's sure get over it.
Hey, look. You're
Nutty.
clearly in the middle of something right now. But how about me and you have a good chat later on? Yeah?
Oh, that's so exciting. All right. I will call you back later. Thank you so much. I love having friends. She's just kind of like tucks it off into like a side pouch. Hey guys, so I have another new friend. It's the person it's the man in the mirror.
Oh, could I? Oh, right. Just leave that. Different from the voices in your head.
Different from the voices in
Pulling
my
off
head.
a patch. Yeah, I'm pulling off a patch from my robe, and I'm tossing it down at our newest
Criminal.
elf rogue. Criminal.
Oh,
yes, yes. Officer.
rogue too. Okay.
Criminal officer. Like criminal officer Bob. And dropping it down, and it becomes a 24-foot ladder.
Ah.
Nice.
Very nice.
So this ladder just whoop, appears.
Malene, would you mind if I spoke with the mirror for a moment?
Sure, but I needed that because he said we're gonna have a conversation later today. It's my face, but different, and I want to talk to her later. We're gonna hang out, so you have to give it back, okay?
I
No
promise
fingers
I will
crossed.
return it. I promise I will return it to you immediately.
All right, so Finbar, you look in the mirror. You see nothing. You don't
Hello,
even see a
you.
reflection.
No. Just hang on. Tap it.
Here,
Say
let
hello.
me take a look.
I give it to
Nothing happens. Seti,
Hello?
nothing.
Am I a vampire? Oh god, am I undead? I think I'm undead, guys. I didn't even realize. I know how I hankering
Oh, I
for
don't
blood.
see anything in there either.
You're
Everyone
too
wants
pink.
to talk to Malene.
You know, I have a lot of very good things to say. Sometimes I just need inanimate
Maybe she broke it.
inanimate
It's
objects to
broken.
listen. It's not
Is it
broken,
broken?
it's my friend. And she snatches it kind of like viciously and like,
Oh,
It's my
Malene,
friend.
trust me, if there's one thing that I've learned is that friends can be broken too. I mean, look at all of us.
I mean, I
Aw.
accidentally broke a friend of mine once. I broke a friend of mine once. It was because of a wrestling match. It kind of went a little bit too far. I mean, I should have known it was a gnome versus me. Well,
Amric, your personal relationships are your own. There's no kink
we
shaming.
don't kink shame.
Right.
no,
I could mend them.
we did get drinks later.
That's nice. All right,
Okay,
well, let's press
so-
on, shall we? On
Move
that
this scene
bombshell.
on a bit. Varun, while you were down in the pit, though, looking for this mirror, you did notice that there did appear to be sort of like scraps of fur, which you now recognize as badger fur in here. And it looks like this pit was dug by hand. And these sticks were all placed by hand. There was no sort of tools used like shovels. This was all scraped by a couple of very dedicated people, apparently.
Or badgers.
Nonetheless, all badges. Nonetheless, you move on to Granny's factory, and you see this is a very large, imposing building. You know, on the box, the cookie box, they show you this quaint little cottage with a little chimney and there's a little bit of smoke sticking out. But this is Victorian industrial era-esque factory. This thing is like black with soot, and you see out front there's a bunch of halflings and dwarves having a cigarette break, and they're all dressed in dirty clothing and look a bit disgruntled as you approach.
Sound of distant Victorian children.
As you approach,
A warning.
as you
Goes on.
approach, Seti, one of them looks at you and says, "Hang on, are you a delivery driver?"
What gave her away?
Yes, I am.
Wait, no, but like
The headless undead delivery.
you lot.
Got many titles to me. You know, jack of all trades.
We haven't seen one of you lot for weeks. How did you even?
Surprise! Happy bar mitzvah.
Thanks. It was last week, but it's we're gonna have to tell Granny. This is huge. Does that mean that the road is safe now? Is the road free? Are we good?
I wouldn't go quite that far, but I do need to speak to Granny.
Yeah. We'll come with me and we'll get this sorted. Yeah. Okay. So this particular halfling leads you through like the main sort of factory area, and you see there's conveyor belts with people inspecting various biscuits and pastries, putting up on conveyor belts. You watch as the dough gets rolled by huge big rollers. There's massive industrial ovens that line one of the walls, and there's up above there's like a catwalk with an office right at the top, and the halfling says, "That's Granny's office. Just go up and knock, and you'll be fine."
Are
Is
we all
there a
still
secret
hiding in the
knock?
cart?
Actually, yeah. So before we'll just rewind time a little bit. What are you guys up to? Did you hop out of the cart with Seti, or are you still kind of hiding?
I was
in there?
imagining that we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper
Malene got out of the
to
cart
Finbar.
for too long. She didn't want to get in trouble, so she got back in the cart.
So Malene's in the cart.
Due diligence has never fit in the cart, so he kind of rolls around behind Sooty.
Finbar, are we
Yes.
still sort of undercover, or are we gonna? Do we have to like hide our badges, or are we?
Oh right, yes. Let's go undercover. Let's put our badges in for a moment, and then we'll just go out like we're normal people. Little do they know that we are above the law.
Mercenaries!
That's a word. Yes.
I know so many now.
You are learning swiftly.
So we're just like the
All right.
delivery staff.
Series-ish.
Yeah, we're with Sooty. Oh, hello, Sooty. Hey, it's us, the delivery people.
I decided to recruit some people. Business was booming. You know, you need
Smart
some
move.
helping hands.
Yeah, smart move. Good thinking. What was your name again?
All of Granny's food.
I'm Sooty.
Sooty. Wait. And this halfling shouts across to somebody to someone who you can tell is the foreman. They're wearing a little hard hat and they have a clipboard. And this halfling goes, "Hey, do we have a Sooty on delivery duty?" And the foreman's like, and leaves through about like 20 pages. Probably. We've been going through them so fast I can't keep track anymore.
I was hired last
Malene.
Thursday.
Malene's gonna pull her body out and she's gonna lean over and she goes, "Look under the name Hood. The letters
Sooty
for
Hood, yo.
Hood are
So now,
Hood." And she's like leaning halfway out. Hood. Look for that name.
Okay.
Check
if you
under her
rearrange
hood.
the
Yes.
word Sooty, it forms the word hood.
Yep, there it is.
That
Hood.
one.
Hood.
There
yeah.
it is
That's
every
her
time.
name.
And then you watch as this foreman turns around, and you see behind it. There's a huge chalkboard, and you see written at the top is the words Deadpool, and he takes an eraser and writes off Hood, and you hear some people go like, "Oh fuck, No, I had like 30 gold on that. I'm sure she was gonna die. Did you see the size of her? She was tiny. Like, what the fuck? And this farmer just goes, sorry guys, no money off this one. Sorry,
Glad you all
you
have
know,
such faith in me.
you gotta, you know, morale.
Oh,
Granny
this
will
is
be
a
up
sort of
upstairs.
workplace.
It's the kind of place I want to work.
Yeah, so just make your way on up.
I'm going to take your work ethic and put it into my own business.
Hey, you
Really
know,
like
if
how you run this job.
you know, if you're thinking of starting up a little business, a little factory work, you know, I'm in the market for a new job. I've been an experienced foreman for about 20 years. You know, I know my way around a factory or two. So just, you know where to find me.
All right.
You have a dead list for
Elf.
children. The voices in my head say you'd be very useful for us. Would you like
Yeah.
to take a pact with an evil force?
Ha ha ha! She's so funny. All right, let's go and have a tour, shall we? This one, always making jokes.
Still taking notes, by the way.
Evil
Undercover
force?
work.
Question mark.
Okay, so you're led up to Granny's office, and as you make your way up, it looks from beneath to be like this iron and steel sort of construct. But as you get to the door, it's like a quaint wooden door with like a little love heart cut out of it.
Ah,
I'm getting mixed messages. I don't know
yeah, they
why.
really haven't stuck to a particular branding here, have they?
No, very confusing. The aesthetic
Very
is
weird
wrong.
aesthetic.
Clash.
Aesthetic.
Anyway,
That's a word.
who's going to knock on the door?
That's another word. I'll start knocking before everyone starts speaking
Okay,
again.
so Finbar, you knock on the
Undercover,
door.
guys,
and
come on.
you hear a voice go, "Oh, hello, dearies, come on in. Don't mind me. I'm just in the back. Come on, take a seat."
We're not dear.
It's terrifying.
No, but the
All right.
captain's a horse. Maybe she knows.
I thought that was about to be your first joke.
So
I'll
close.
make you proud one day, Finbar.
I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, so you guys enter Granny's office, and you see that it's inside. It looks like a cottage. You open up into like a living room with very like plush overstuffed furniture. There's little crocheted blankets over the back of each chair. There's little side tables with doilies on them. There's a fireplace which is roaring, and you hear this voice coming from another room, which is a curtain drawn through it. She says, I'm just quite busy back here at the moment. What can I help you with?"
Well, we've come here for a delivery, and I guess we while we're out there, we thought we might ask some questions about all these disappearances that have been happening.
Oh yes, it's quite unfortunate, isn't it? Really? Oh, how those poor little boys and girls getting gobbled up by something in the woods. Terrible, terrible thing. But you've made it back. That's good.
There was a holy
You
man in the
say
forest.
gobbled. You know that they were gobbled specifically?
Oh no, no! I don't know that. No, that's the latest rumor amongst the staff. You know,
Fair enough.
news talk spreads and theories. People love
That's
their theories
perfectly
these
reasonable.
days.
I saw a pit
It's
of
not
corpses.
suspicious.
Does that seem sketchy to us?
That seems perfectly fine to me. I mean,
Yeah, just roll me an insight check, especially Addison, because you are most suspicious.
Marlene did see a pile of corpses after all. I mean, it all adds up.
I found a big hole of corpses, so I mean she could be very wrong.
I rolled a 5. Seems
Big
legit
old
to us.
corpse hole.
Oh, great! That sounds. You know, rumors. Everyone has rumors. I hear a lot of rumors where I work in the shipping factory.
Oh, a pit of corpses you found, dearest. Is that so?
Children corpses.
And a holy man.
Bunch of
And a
children,
holy man.
all ripped up.
Oh,
Well, he's holy now.
Taylor.
They look
All with
similar
red
to
hoods.
looked like Little Hood here, but much more dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
heavens no! Just like my delivery drivers. Oh, do you think perhaps it's them?
What does she look like?
That would be my guess. Yes.
She has not appeared from behind this curtain.
Maline's gonna walk
I'm
over
gonna
to the
go
curtain
ahead.
and go and just move the curtain and be like, I don't like talking to faces that I can't see unless it's the voice in my head, and you might be the voice in my head, so.
Maline, she might be. She
And
might be
mirrors.
naked back there.
Yeah, okay, so
Due
Maline,
diligence goes over to Ad and goes, evil forces means black ops.
So, Malene, you walk over and you pull back the curtain, and Granny's back is to you, but you can see that she's wearing a like a nightcap with little white frills around the edge. She's wearing like a long dress with a house coat over the top, and she has her back to you, and she goes, I'm not quite decent, dearie, but she seems quite tall.
That's
Right.
Can
really
I
not-
do an
That's okay.
inside check?
I think we should just leave
Yes.
this lady alone. I mean, we've got what we came for, and we found a killer. Other than Agent Charming.
That's true, but I think that
Sophie,
I'd
roll
really
me
like to
insight.
get some donuts for Bob over here.
Bob's
She does not meet the
well.
criteria
Need to
of little for little old lady.
We
I don't mean to be mean,
do
but
need
Bob
to
is
give
idiot.
Bob some donuts. He is an
Do
idiot,
donuts
but he's
do
a
it?
likable idiot.
I don't mean to be
He's a
harsh, but I
likable
think
idiot.
Bob
Let's
is
get him his.
essentially worthless. But
Yeah, Granny, we need to get some donuts if possible. We'll pay for them, obviously.
Oh,
No, we
donuts,
won't.
Yes, we can sort you out some donuts for your friend. Absolutely. But yes, Sooty, there is something strange about this granny.
My granny, what big ears you have.
Sooty! Do you make jokes about my horns the same way? Sooty,
And
don't
she
say
says
unkind
back-
words to old ladies.
sensitivity training.
The truth.
Oh, the better
The
to
truth
hear
is
it,
harsh, but it is necessary sometimes.
Granny,
It's the only way we grow.
I mean for sure, but Granny, what big hands you have.
She does not fit the criteria for little old lady.
Oh, the better to hug you with, dearie, and spread the
minute.
love amongst my little ones.
Are we
Have I
really
seen your face
suggesting
at this
that
point?
someone as benevolent as a grandmother could possibly be anything but a benevolent grandmother? Is that what
And
we're
it's
saying?
really-
Yeah, we're just gonna
point-
get our donuts and go.
But
this
Come on, just
Finbar,
because she has big
Turn around.
hands doesn't mean she's a bad guy. I mean, look at my hands; they're fucking huge.
Those are
but-
fucking massive hands.
You really shouldn't curse in front of old ladies. It's really not polite.
No, it is
I
quite
want to
rude.
hug.
Oh well,
Sensitivity
And as
training.
she turns around,
sensitivity
you see
training.
There it is.
that instead of a sweet old lady, you see a wolf in an old woman's clothing.
what big teeth you have.
No
Oh,
kink.
the
Sensitivity
better
training.
to meet you with.
Fucking hell, where's
And
Brandon?
roll initiative.
Again, no kink shaming.
What have you done with Granny? Probably sounded all
Where,
crap.
Granny?
Okay, let me go back to the page. Where is it?
funny. Oh man, I'm nailing these rolls today.
I'm just letting you know I am attacking you not because you're a cross-dresser, but because you killed Granny. Possibly.
Is
That's
Granny
an
And that is a
Sensitivity
popular
training.
application, rule number 2.
Bold
Yes.
applications that's very boldly applicated towards this person. This might very well be Granny. Application is the word, right?
Yes.
Accusation is the word, I think.
Yes.
No, application.
You had it right the first time.
Bold application.
Okay, so do we have anything between 25 and 20?
If you take away 20 from my roll, then yes.
Okay, 20 to 15.
I've got a
I have
17.
15.
Okay, 17 from Verone. And that's a 15 from Malene
And Addison.
and Addison. Who has the higher dex between you two?
Almost certainly Malene. I have an 8.
Malene has a +3.
Okay. Okay, so 15 to 10.
11.
11.
Dex.
And I have a dex modifier of 1.
Okay, so goes before Rick. Okay, 10 to 5.
5.
7.
Okay, 7 from Sooty.
You win.
And a 5 from Finbar.
I'll be here next week.
Okay, so we've got Granny, Varun, Malene, Addison, Two Diligence, Amric, Sooty, and Finbar. The gang's all here. So, right at the start, it's Granny's turn. And unfortunately, Malene is the closest one to her, because Malene was the one that went and opened the curtain. So she's going
went in for a hug. She went in for the hug. Oh no.
Malene was going in for a hug. She said all the better to hug you with, and Malene got really excited. She doesn't have a lot of human contact.
So, Granny
We
says,
don't let her.
"Come here, dearie," and she's going to attempt to bite and claw you.
Granny,
Yikes.
that's not a good idea. You don't know what she's capable of. Granny, she's a monster.
That's a 12 and a 15.
It's just Granny now.
Granny.
The 15...
Don't grab onto that. You have no idea where it's been.
The 15 does hit. The 12 does not.
Okay, so the 15 was a claw attack. So...
We know where
take-
Malene's been. You don't want to bite that.
Oh my god, you take 15 points of slashing damage as Granny goes in
Oh,
for the
That's
slashing
more than
hug.
fine.
Grandma.
But as she does that, Malene shouts a reaction of hellish rebuke. So
Nice,
Granny will
nice.
need to make a dexterity saving throw as Malene shouts an infernal, "That's not how you hug!"
The save
Granny.
is 16.
15.
Oh, so it makes the save by 1.
Okay. Well, she will take then half of it.
Yep.
It is a second level spell because she is a tiefling. So it'll be 3d10 of damage, then divided by 2.
Nice.
So 4. So it's 10. So she takes 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, nice. So as Granny goes in for the bag touch, Malene blasts her with fire, which will bring us to Varun.
Where on this doll did Granny
Right.
claw you?
I think you need to chill down a little bit too, and I'll cast Ray of Frost.
Nice. Is that a saving throw?
No, it's a hit. Let me go ahead. and
Okay, so roll to
that.
attack.
Hey. No, that's an 8.
8 will not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll be it right there.
Yeah, okie doke, which will bring us now to Malene. Granny is all up in your grill. Teeth and claws everywhere.
Has it been an hour since we fought the man on the road, the beaver man?
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. Because Granny is, I guess, in touch range,
Mm-hmm.
we will do chill touch.
Nice.
And she's just going to say, like, really darkly, like, if you want to hug like that, we'll hug like that.
Nice.
And let's see, it is a 2 hit. It is a
the world's most
That's the wrong
violent
dice.
hug
Sorry,
fest.
that's not a d20. This is a d20. So that is
Never
an
offer Malene a hug.
It's an 11.
11 hits.
Beautiful. She takes 2d8 damage. So that is a Well, that's a 1. That's a 2. She takes 3 whole damage with chill. But she will be unable to regain hit points, and she'll have disadvantage on her next attack.
Nice. Okay. So you staying within melee range?
I don't want an attack of opportunity
Fair enough.
because it will kill me.
All right. Which will bring us to Addison. Oh, you're muted.
I am sorry. In the interest of fairness, because Addison was totally trusting of this whole situation, they are going to have to use their action to dig into their bag of holding and pull their swords back out. And then move to the side of the Goliath, because the Goliath seems like a safe place to be. And then just as a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark.
Cool.
And that's it.
Okay, so just you cast your Hunter's Mark, and sort of a target appears around Granny's head, visible only to you. Which will bring us to due diligence.
Is Granny on fire from the hellish rebuke, given that Granny's covered in fur?
No, she's not on fire, but she does look a bit singed.
Darn. All right. Well, there went that.
She's wearing an awful lot of polyester, though.
Way too much polyester than is healthy.
All right, so yeah, just to somebody will follow up on it. Due diligence is going to go. Accidents in the kitchen are the #1 causes of death, and he will cast grease on Granny.
Okay.
Oof.
So what
Greasy,
does that do?
polyester covered Granny.
Well, slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point in range, turns it into difficult terrain for the duration. I actually want to cover Granny in the grease.
Okay, I like that.
If she's standing, she'll need to succeed on a dex saving throw or fall prone.
Okay, so Granny is indeed standing, so let's see if she can keep her feet. That is a 12.
She fails, so she's now covered in grease on the floor. Maybe broke a hip, who knows?
This is not only horribly brutal, but super degrading for this old woman as we murder her and humiliating away.
So, Merlene, right in front of you, Granny is bearing down on you with fangs and claws. And you watch as suddenly her fur becomes like wet and sticking to her and smells faintly of KFC as she just goes and sort of feet slip in place for a moment before she just heats shit on the ground and goes down like a sack of spuds with a thud. She's just kind of splayed out on the ground. Is there anything else you'd like to do, due diligence?
This is only the fourth grandma we've ever murdered on this show.
I'm just imagining that like whistle, you know, that like as she's trying to like yeah.
Obviously a poor housekeeper. And that's it. He's done.
Okay, Amric, you're up.
Emmerich sees Granny on the ground and finds this an ample opportunity to grab Smash and say, "Time to make grand cakes!" and slams on her.
Okay, you actually do have advantage to her because she's currently on the ground. She's prone.
Ooh, I shall roll,
So roll with
the
advantage.
Ooh. 19 on the die.
Good God, that hits, yeah.
Alright, let's roll the damage. +4. How do I make multiple die, by the way?
You can right click while you're holding the die and it'll give you an extra.
Yeah, left click on the die, then right click to get an extra one.
Okay.
Grand cakes. God damn it,
Not one
Skylark.
for me, but oh well.
Unacceptable.
And that is a total of 8 damage.
Nice. Okay, so Amric, you bring down your mighty maul on this poor granny who's splayed out in the floor. At this point, her nightie is just covered in grease. The little bonnet she was wearing is gone somewhere as you just smash this maul into her on the ground. Seti, you're up.
Well, seeing that Granny is covered in grease right now, and considering Sooty likes to make things go boom,
I'm gonna use conjure flame.
Okay.
And set the grease on fire.
Okay.
This is why due diligence stayed back.
Hot grandcakes.
So you conjure the flame, and you throw it at Granny, who just instantly goes up like a chip pan on fire. And the whole area around her is just an inferno. And she's sort of like, as she's screaming, the high-pitched scream turns to a low growl as the pretense of this being a sweet old granny is long gone, and you hear a deep, rumbling voice scream out in pain instead.
It's like, ooh.
If we heard that, we're all screwed, guys. Just
My
all
granny, what a
screwed.
deep voice do you have?
But no kink shaming. No kink shaming.
All the better to moan at you with.
It's not like she's gone from Joe Pasquale to Barry White. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Sooty?
No, not really. I think setting an old lady on fire is pretty up there with what she's gonna do today.
Okay, Finbar, you're up.
So this is something I haven't run by you before, Sooty, so feel free to do it. So we're allowed like a magic item, right? So I would like an alchemy jug, but it's been modified a little bit just for Finbar. So not only going to produce, normal liquids, but he's had it modified for his new line of alchemy jugs to be able to pour out flammable lubricant up to 2 gallons. And what I would like to do is take my alchemy jug and just pour it over Granny.
Okay, sure.
Like kerosene lubricant, which for some reason I produce my new line. Absolute kerosene.
Absolute kerosene.
And I want to just pour it over it. What do I do for that?
Sure, no,
like
that's fine. You can just
Yeah,
do that.
absolute heresy and absolute kerosene. Along with absolute heresy.
You'll watch
Very close, don't get them
pull out-
confused.
He pulls out this huge jug and just throws it on top of Granny, and you think, oh, maybe it's water to put Granny out.
When you want to get
But-
down like a truck driver. Absolute kerosene.
the second this liquid hits Granny, the flames just erupt, and the inferno that was there before is now just a complete blaze, and you see the doilies are on fire, the overstuffed armchairs are on fire, the crochet is gone. This place is going up, and Granny is looking at mighty crispy by this point, which is actually her turn, and she's going to she's going to try and
Come on, try to
run
stand up,
away.
please.
Yeah, she's going to try and stand up and escape. So she'll use half a movement to stand up, and then she's
It is
going
stop, drop,
to-
and roll.
I was just gonna say that.
Y'all are bad.
But she's
I like the way you think.
She's just had
Look at
lubricant.
this place. OSHA violation.
Ooh, can I hit her? Because
OSHA
she's running
violation
away from me.
everywhere.
I'm right there.
Yes, you can, and so can
There's still
Amrit.
grease
I
on the
am
floor.
too, is actually. Ooh, damn. She's gonna.
All
Oh. Rock
the
her
only
world.
the only weapon that Malene has is a very small dagger. So she's gonna. That's her only weapon. And I got a 22 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And I got a 15.
A 15 will hit. So roll your damage.
All right, and then be a D4 plus 3, so it'll be 7. I do a stabby for 7.
That's good for a dagger. Hot damn.
And I got 9 damage.
9 damage from Amric. So this is how it happens. Granny stands up. It's shaky for Granny. She's on fire. She's stood in grease. She's being kicked the shit out of by you lot. She's covered in a new kerosene lubricant, which is not helping the slippery situation or the flammable situation. So Granny gets up. She's wobbling, and she turns to a window in the back room that she was in, and she attempts to make a run for it. But there's a wombo combo from the fire and the warlock as whack with the maul, stab with the dagger, throws Granny off balance. She slips like a Looney Tunes character. Whoa, she goes, staggers forward, slams head first into the window, and
Bird box
impales
style.
herself on the glass. And she's still on fire as you hear her blood gurgle out of her throat, and she dies.
Can Malene run into the kitchen while this is happening and try to find flour to put out the grease fire? In her mind, that sounds like the way to do it. All right. How are the jars? How are the sacks labeled?
They're just big ye olde flour sacks.
Can I tell them apart from the sugar sacks?
Yes.
Excellent. Malene picks one up and then like slices it with her dagger, and she's just like, we gotta save donuts for Bob. Put out the fire, guys.
Are any of you doing anything about this?
Due
I will
diligence
help,
pulls out a horn and starts blasting. He goes to the door and blasts fire out of his horn.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and grab my diamond out and cast chromatic orb to do cold damage to the fire.
Addison really wants to for Bob, so any sort of like...
Addison's on a donut hunt.
No, well, Addison's gonna try to put up the fire with, I don't know, if they can find like fabric or something to like pat it out with.
So Addison, luckily for you, there is a sample box of a new range of Granny's donuts in this office.
I'm gonna pick that up.
Okay.
Stick it in my bag of holding.
As you're doing that, as due diligence is shouting about fire, as Varun gets the chromatic orb out and tries to start putting out this fire with cold, even though this is magical fire, half of it, Malene, you rip open this flour bag, and as you do, flour gets aerolized and is in the air. Now, I don't know if you know this, but aerolized flour, highly combustible and flammable. I would like you all to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no!
Alfie, thanks so much for the host. Welcome everybody.
Everybody?
Okay.
Well,
Everybody.
Again.
Amric's gonna have his day rocked.
16.
Oh, thank you.
That's an 11! Oh!
That's a nat 20.
Well, that is a nat 20 pin bar.
Why did it not take my...
19 for me.
12.
I've experimented a lot with this loop.
What did we need to save?
So,
Higher than what I
let's
rolled.
get the results then.
I've got a +3 to my dex, so that's a 16.
Okay, so
So you said to roll twice, yes? Or was Sati out of the way? She's probably may have been out of the way after the throw.
it's just a flat dex save.
Okay, well, I got a 9.
Wait,
19 for due diligence.
9. Okay,
Amric
so
may have to grow a new beard.
you all watch, and before you have a chance to be like, Millie, no! There is an almighty explosion. This place, the roof is launched 100 feet in the air as this place goes up. You are all blasted out of this office, outside. Luckily, there's a small river behind Granny's factory, and everybody except Addison and Amric manages to land in the river. You two, however...
Sure, the two new guys.
Did I at
Always
least get
land in the
the
river.
pack of holding before this happened?
You saved the donuts.
You land with a thud and roll, both knocked completely unconscious by this blast and fall. However, Addison, you are clutching these donuts tight to you as your limp body is just kind of laid there as you all watch from the river as Granny's factory goes up in flames.
Oh, quick, nobody look at the explosion. Walk away.
Melina's going to rush out of the water, run up to Addison, and cast Spare of the Dying.
Cool,
Those
cool,
donuts
cool.
are going to be worth a lot of
Also
money.
save Addison, but mostly don't look at the explosion.
I'll get in so much trouble if Addison dies. Addison can't die.
Sure. Okay.
The other guy's
So-
fine, though.
Fair enough.
Amric's just unconscious and kind of like
Oh my
bleeding out.
god, damn it.
But
Oh, we gotta get Addison. Oh god, Amric!
I give him a cure wounds.
Okay, so you give Amric a cure wounds, give Addison a spare the dying, and we cut to a few days later. After the explosion, after the events at Granny's factory, we're back in the TPD precinct. And you all look a bit worse for wear. Addison, your arm's in a sling. You took a big bump there. But your week at the TPD has been pretty good. Officer Bob has been very, very helpful to you since you brought him the donuts. And he is basically stuck by your side the entire time and has sworn to protect you for delivering unto him the sugary greatness from Granny's factory. The last donuts ever to be made from Granny's. But you're all sat around waiting for your debrief, and in swoops Special Agent Charming.
Oh, fuck.
Hello, peasants.
Oh,
I have a warrant
not
for
in the
you.
mood for your shit.
Who's got the shackles? I thought we were supposed to arrest
Oh,
him.
that's too
As
bright.
far as I'm
This is-
concerned, you can go and die, sir.
I have a warrant for you.
Go right ahead and die.
You got a
I'll
warrant.
wait for
Dear, the
Yes,
ringing
you
in
dress
my
like a
ears has
criminal.
not stopped. I've had an ongoing hangover from an explosion in my face that was not anywhere near fun and does not violate number 2.
And that was definitely not Melina's fault either.
I have a resistance to flame.
I did want to stop by the way, and thank you all so much for solving that case for me. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go get my medal from the mayor for cracking down the case on what happened to dear old Granny. Thanks, peasants. Catch you later.
Oh, fuck you.
Sensitivity training. No kink shaming.
Fuck him
I don't
hard.
care.
I think I just
That's
like,
not king shaming.
No, that's
automatic response.
That.
Just
Honoring.
press
That's honoring the
mark
king.
on it.
Ah,
Just a, like an anger response.
dude's got a buffing
I don't
wheel on
know
the
if
end of
you're
one of his arms, and he's just kind of buffing out the burn marks, scorch marks.
Just sitting around, Captain Colt walks in. Good job, everybody. You well, I mean, you did incinerate one of Thailandia's biggest exports. Sorry, but
Granny's.
I got
We need to support local business. There's a local bakery that we should support, sir. Not
We export
wolves.
Granny's here?
There were multiple health and safety violations in that it was a fire trap. It would have burned.
It wasn't
at
up
It was
to
an
any time.
OSHA. It was an OSHA shitstorm in there, sir.
I feel like despite the arm and the sling, Addison would have like immediately had a very detailed report for the captain that just like highlighted everything, and maybe
countersign
a little bit of the explosion blame away from Malene. Just that was the only part that Addison really sort of glossed over.
Addison's here is correct. I mean, she was responsible for the death of that badger guy. I mean, she was the one pushing all from the start. Let's kill him.
She did so good.
Kill him. It was excellent.
There was no fire suppression system.
I wouldn't.
The holy man.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
What badger?
It was kind of our own volition.
Guy.
She was pushing it from.
She found a trap to put him in because she's a hero. Addison's a hero.
Absolutely.
Well, it's in the report. There was a bandit on the road, and there was a little bit of an incident, but he was part of the plot.
We found him with the dead bodies of the other drivers.
Right. Yeah.
That was where he found it. It was
Addison that found that.
Who did that?
I mean,
yes.
that part is on page 4 of the report, along with a very detailed explanation of why that part was necessary, and that it didn't break any of the department rules in what we did.
There's only 4 rules.
Do has annotated the report with the various codes and specific subsections that support Addison's conclusions.
Well, I have to congratulate you on a job well done. However, you may have stopped the initial thing, but thanks to your work, we actually discovered a greater conspiracy there. You see, the granny of yesteryear had long since been killed by the granny that you discovered in the factory.
No.
No, I swore to my husband years ago that Granny's recipe had changed, and he told me I was being a fool, but I knew Granny's recipe had changed, and turns out it had. Yes, Maylene.
Questions?
Is your husband a horse too? Is he a full horse, or is he a full person? Oh my gosh! Or your parents? Oh my gosh! I have so many questions. Captain Cole.
Is he a horse of a different color?
I will not speak of personal matters in this office.
You just did though.
My husband will leave it at that.
Also, Amric, the 4th rule is that Finbar is never wrong.
Correct.
I did not see that written down.
Well, let me ask you this:
because I can't read or write.
No, you haven't.
Exactly.
Oddly enough.
Addison will sigh deeply and write 4. Finbar is always right.
I already have it printed out for you.
There it is.
And everybody gets a new pamphlet.
To imagine there's just printer sounds coming from inside Diligence.
Oh, he's jammed again.
Gotta change the ink.
New paper every time.
So
they never tell you they become the cartridges.
Thank you, officers, for your good work on this case. You have unorthodox methods, but by God, you get results, apparently. Well, turns out Granny did have a family member who will take over the company, so we may yet see Granny's donuts back on our shelves.
What was it, Granddad? Granddad's donuts.
Sure love Granny's donuts.
Granddaddy's donuts.
Granddaddy's donuts. Or just Daddy's donuts for sure. Daddy's donuts.
Daddy's donuts. I love it.
Double D's.
With the special glaze.
Yes, Daddy's special glaze.
I love Daddy's special glaze.
I need me some of Daddy's special glaze. Yeah, I quit.
I love the rebrand.
I'm out.
It's weird. It's weird that they only cream the whole.
I was gonna say I did go for the jelly pills.
Well, we've learned a lot here. Right, can we get paid now, Captain?
Of course.
I think we've done some good work here.
Addison, you can show your fellow teammates to HR, surely, for the pay.
Yeah, of course.
Because I have good news for you, Edison. Your outstanding work in the field and your excellent report keeping, you have been promoted.
To HR?
Ice cream cake!
If Addison's HR, I'll never get in trouble again.
I don't know if I'm really qualified
I don't
for
think that's how
HR.
it
We're
works.
taking you
have
off
to
the
have-
desk. Congratulations,
No
you have a
desks.
bigger desk.
Wow.
Is this desk also a mimic?
It never was a mimic in the first place, Nalene.
But then why does
Never
Addison
was.
watch it so violently?
Why is she watching it?
Does that mean I get to wear the officer's hat?
You sure do.
Excellent.
Emmerich,
I am proud.
punches her in the shoulder. Good job!
Is it the good shoulder at least?
No, it's the bad one. It's totally
Oh,
the bad
damn.
one.
Ah!
Oh,
You
sorry.
deserve it.
Sorry.
And Captain Colt comes over and puts a tiny little party hat on top of Addison. Congratulations. Sooty, fetch the ice cream cake. For tonight,
Yes!
we celebrate.
We died
then-
in hell.
I mean, it really goes to show you that you can spend, 6 years at a job and have nobody ever pay any attention to you, and then, eventually get noticed.
One day,
Eventually
All you have to
kill
do
a
is
guy
kill
and
a
get
man.
good-looking guy
promotion.
comes along, decides that you're worth it, gets you hired. Promoted.
And that is
Again,
where
make
we'll
it
end our
desk.
session tonight before this gets even more off the rails.
My God.
Wow.
Oh, well,
That was
we did it again,
done,
everybody. We
guys.
did it again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was tonight's episode of Once Upon a Time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let us know. If you haven't followed the channel, hit the follow button and join us. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a comment, drop us a like, and come and join us for a live show. In fact, you can come and play with us every Thursday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Is when we stream these games. So come along, say hi, and come along and play with us. It's awesome fun. Stick around for the next show. We've got City of Mist, The King's Hustle, coming along in just a few minutes' time, and that's an awesome, fantastic show, so stick around for that one. But let's go around the cast and the crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Susie, what on earth was that?
I don't know. I never know what these things are. I mean, come on. But I'll tell you what it was. It was a hell of a lot of fun. But yeah, you can, oh God, I'll start again. Hey, I'm Susie, also known as Susanna Grace, and you can find me everywhere at Susanna Grace, and that's Susanna with one N. I am a variety streamer who does video games, art streams, TTRPGs, and the like. And I will actually be here tomorrow as well on Friday, same time slot, for Acton Cthulhu, in which I am playing Elsie Braithwaite, the plucky northern engineer / pilot / driver / dog owner. So yeah, tune in for that. I'm really excited.
Hell of a combination. Awesome. Madame Gandalf, how was that tonight?
Oh, great as always. I absolutely love playing Sooty, and I just love that I was able to set Grandma on fire tonight. I think that's another one of my like D&D bucket lists, moments, just right there. Who doesn't want to be able to say like they set Granny on fire? We had done a lot of, grandma harm in this show. And so yeah, it was always
Not the
great.
last.
And Susie,
Hey,
Yeah,
though,
it's much
at least this granny wasn't named after your actual granny this time.
yes, both of her names,
That came up.
Florence and Betty. Her first and
Yep.
middle name last time. That was ridiculous. But yeah, my name's Madame Gandalf. I happen to have every costume under the sun, apparently. And I cook, I sing, I face paint, I play a variety of games. We play D&D. You name it, we do it here at the Green Dragon Tavern. So please come by and have a drink on me. And we'll see you there.
Amazing. Fantastic. And Bree, how was that tonight?
Holy shit. I got to blow someone up. A lot of someone. It's my entire party, which is something I live for. I live to accidentally almost kill my party. It's my favorite. But if you want to see me kill all of my party members almost anywhere else, Follow me on Twitter, NPC Bree, to keep track of all of the games I play. I play on the Greyhawk channel, Scraticus Academy, here, and on Soulbear RPG. I'm real busy. I play D&D like 5 nights a week, so if you want to keep track of that, just follow me on Twitter.
Awesome.
And I do almost kill a lot of my party members, so that is
goes without saying. Fantastic. And Jeff, how's that summer from?
Oh, this was just a great night. This is one hell of a first session to have with Encounter Roleplay. Thank you guys for having me. I only just started on Twitter, so if anyone wants to follow me, that is Jeff Beck316. I am an actor, voice actor, and singer, so perhaps I'll start posting some stuff on there. Follow me. Find out.
Amazing. And Rognir, how about yourself, my friend?
This is great. I had a great time going through this and being exploded out of a factory. I usually can be found on the FGAL Discord channel, Fantasy Grounds Adventure Leagues, usually running Adventure League campaigns in there. This was a great first time on Encounter Roleplay.
Awesome, thank you so much. And Cleric of God.
Hello, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Court on the Twitters. Also, like NPC Bree, I'm everywhere. I'm Scraticus channel for one-shots. Madbird streams on Tuesday nights for an evil campaign where my tiefling sorcerer just made a deal with an archdemon. Lots of fun. The Arcana Code on Sunday nights where I'm guesting for the Astral Paradox, which is just a wonderful homebrew campaign that a friend of mine is running. And Mondays, I'm here as a Sister of Battle in Warhammer 40k. Y'all are great. Jeff, Fern, you guys are awesome. I love what you brought to the party. This was fantastic. We could not have set Granny on fire without you.
Truly. It's not a one-person job. Great stuff.
So many grand cakes.
So little time. Atomic Firebird, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Britt Knowles. I go by Atomic Firebird. That is where you can find... I'm kind of in the same situation as Bree. I'm in a lot of things. Maybe you were here on Encounter Roleplay last night and you saw me playing a teenager in the 80s for the Tales from the Loop game. I'm also on the Greyhawk channel on Monday nights. Really high-level D&D adventure where we almost died last Monday. That was really exciting. And I'm in a Star Wars podcast called Heroes of the Hydean Way. And a couple of other things. But yeah, Atomic Firebird on Twitter.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, we've got City of Mist coming up here in a few minutes, and another shout out and thank you goes to our sponsors, fantasygrounds.com, winnergames.co.uk, and tabletoploot.com. We're about to give away a set of dice here in a minute, but until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones. We want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.